Let's rock.
目を閉じたら落ちてくガラスの迷路ひび割れた声まだ消えないまま藤た記憶誰かの夢にすり替わる名前さえ今奪われてく聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られたスターに君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ黒いタイピン運命に鼓動が刺さる笑うシステム感情を食らう震えた指でログアウト先を探してるでも君の手が確かにここにある忘れるな偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ必殺君の声で暗いスクリプトを壊して一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を更新してく挟むく影抱きしめながら傷ついても夢を離すな一つ操られた未来君と一緒に飛び越えて交差してくストーリー今始まりに帰ろう
That's right, boys. We are live. Shout out to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in. Listen, I know it's Monday. Nobody likes Monday. You hate Monday. I hate Monday. Your mom hates Monday. Everybody hates Monday. But at the end of the day, considering we took off yesterday, the hugs are mandatory. You hear me? Are you listening? The hugs are mandatory today, all right? So you need to get in here right now. Do not run away. Don't even bother trying to run away. It's not going to work. We're going to grab you by the cankles. We're going to drag you in here, scorpion style. You are not going to be able to run away. So get ready. Don't run. And listen. That's gay. I don't care. Listen very closely. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, like the stream. That's right. Do it. Do it. If you guys are watching over on Rumble, like the stream. Do it. And if you guys are watching anywhere else, that's impossible. And you are gay.
You are gay!
You can't watch anywhere else, boys. Nope, not happening. Not happening. Boys, before we get into the beautifulness that is known as the Bigot Army Roll Call, we need to announce a tournament round today. That's right, boys. We are back. We are back in the tournament round, and we are officially in the second bracket. That's right. All right, boys, listen very closely. So if you guys missed the last waifu battle, it was unbelievably close. I think it was like $5. Pretty sure it was like $5, give or take, something like that, but it was like $5. I don't know, give or take. But Cammy ended up winning the last round for the left side bracket, boys. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. She ended up winning just by a few dollars. Great Ape says it was $4. Oh, okay, $4, something like that. But I know it was very, very, very close, unbelievably close. So with all that being said, boys, we get to start the next round. That's right, we got an entirely new bracket that we got to go over before we get to the next round of battles. And today's battle is going to be none other than Morgan versus Jury. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a classic. It's a classic. We got a Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter battle going on today. So with all that being said, let me know in your Super Chats, boys. You got to put it in the beginning of your Super Chat so that way we could figure out which one you're voting for. Whether it's Morgan or Jury, you got to let us know. Let us know. We'll love to see who's going to win this one. This particular tournament has had a lot more upsets than the last tournament did. So we'll see which way this goes. But Morgan versus Jury, let me know in the Super Chats. With all that being said, it's time to do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who's in the chat right now hanging out with us on this beautiful day. Even though, unfortunately, it's a Monday, and nobody likes Monday. We can still make it a beautiful day, motherfuckers. That's how it goes. We got Yamato85. What's going on, Yamato? How you doing? We got D Draconic in the chat. What's going on, D Draconic? We got Great Ape in the chat as well. We got Adrian Hanba in the chat. We got Moogle in the chat. Sleeping Nova is here. What's going on, man? We got Hanny in the chat as well. What's going on, Hanny? John motherfucking D is in the chat. What's going on, man? Great Ape is in the chat. Shinphil is here as well. We got Actual One Gunner is here. What's going on, man? We got Dragatello in the chat also. We got Limitless Andre in the chat. We got Sonia Lisette in the chat. Of course we do. We got Mr. Melancholy in the chat as well. We got Miss Bella Games in the chat as well. We got Felstef in the chat. We got Signo in the chat. Dragons in the chat. Little Hypnotic is in the chat. The Voice in the Water is here. What's going on, man? We got Timothy in the chat as well. We got John motherfucking D. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Soul Reaper 2078 is here. Oliver Adams is here. We got Dade 404. We got Lost in the Crowd. What's going on, man? We got Gloam-Eyed Prince in the chat as well. We got Light Rend in the chat. We got Pratermind in the chat. Who else is here? Let me scroll down. We got Kiteman in the chat. We got Blue Octopus screaming at the top of her lungs in the chat as well. We got Frozen Dark is here also. We got Commander Sonok. What's going on, man? We got T-Vol Gaming in the chat saying here. What's going on, brother? How you doing? We got Hypno Gooner in the chat. Send me to the office. I love Monday. No. We got Magni in the chat. We got CEO Dr. FaZe in the chat. What's going on, man? How you doing? We got William Barber in the chat. What's going on, William Barber? How you doing? We got Monkey Man 04. We got Hyperactive TTV in the chat. What's going on, man? We got Joker with all the J's and 1K in the chat also. What's going on? Mornblade is in the chat. What's going on, Mornblade? Full Metal 921 is here also. We got, let me scroll down a little bit. We got Chaotic Holy in the chat. I agree, by the way. We got Chicken Joe says, still waiting for life-size Hypno Doll pre-order. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Panther is in the chat as well. What's going on, Panther? We got Vet Gamer Bocephus. What's going on, man? Thank you all. She was a gooner like the rest of us. I hated what was happening to gaming. I'm going to assume that has to do with a super that I haven't read yet. I'm going to check that out. Shout out to Vet Gamer. I'll get to that, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. Glad to see you. We got App in the chat. We got Liquid Schwartz in the chat as well. We got Doggy the Gnome. I want to go to HR. This guy. Doggy, don't do it, man. Do not do it. Timebound Howlers in the chat. We got Jeepers in the chat. We got Dark Sisaloco is here as well. Flip Shazam is here as well. Who else? Let me see. We got Titan Wasp is here, which I'm assuming Lady Titan Wasp is somewhere around the corner. Trey Burkhalter is here. Your mom voted for Biden? Wow. Mrs. Spanglish is here. Green Lotus is here. We got so many people here today. Do Your Own Research is here. What's going on, man? Violent City is here. Who else is here? Let me scroll down. We got Falstaff is here. I am the HR. No, you're not. No, you're not. All right, 4 more people, guys. 4 more people that we got to get on with the show. Who's over there on Rumble? What's Rumble doing? Let's check. We got Crash Collins over there on Rumble. What's going on, man? Griffin of Might over there on Rumble as well. We got T-Jap Steve over there on Rumble. We got Fluffy Murder Machine over there on Rumble also. We got Democulus over there on Rumble. What's going on, man? Zooty Rumble over there on Rumble. That name is funny. We got, let me see. Let me scroll down. Anybody else on Rumble? Spike Toilet Paper over there on Rumble as well. Who else? Let me see. There's a lot of lurkers on Rumble. It's because you actually have to have an account like logged in and everything to be able to talk. Tornall's over there on Rumble, but he says he's not in the chat. He's not in the chat, so I don't know whether to acknowledge him or not. But that's what he says. And last but not least, we got D33 Rice Raid Fanfic over on Rumble. And we got Bud over here on YouTube. What's going on, Bud? Shout out to Bud. We got Dweezy over there on YouTube as well. What's going on, Dweezy? JR is here also. Damn, everybody's coming up. Everybody is coming up, man. Holy shit. All right, boys, listen. I called out as many people as I possibly could. We need to send somebody to HR today. All right? You guys need to sacrifice a fellow Bigger Army member. Somebody in here has been very naughty. Let's figure out who's going to go to HR the proper way. Stop asking for it. If you ask for it, you're not going. You're not going. No Una Reverse, says Voice in the Water. Electro Form Evade. Booty Hole Protected by Emojis. Pin the Leprechaun Infestation in the office on the person down by 5 by sneaking 20 boxes of Lucky Charms under their desk. That's crazy, bro. That's absolutely Lucky Charms, bro. Really? We got Joel Jimenez, Scampus, Violent City, Electronic Control, and Actual One Gunner. I downloaded Rumble, just haven't gotten around to making an account. Gonna add you in sub as soon as I stop Oh, fuck. He even admitted to misbehaving, brother. It went from like a good thing where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna sub to you on Rumble and stuff. And then at the end, he's like, yep, I misbehaved. Bro, I can't even defend you. I can't even defend you. You gotta go immediately to HR. That's it. You're in your own comment. In your own, bro.
Please, I beg you, don't do this.
That's crazy.
I didn't mean it.
Sit your bigot butt down
That's
in
insane.
the chair so we can tell you how racist you are, you disgusting chud.
Bro, straight to HR. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. All right, boys. Guys, listen. We got a lot. We got to talk about. All right. Wait, what's this? I'm done. Left. Didn't even say bye. Bye. Appreciate you being here. Guys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. All right. We're going to be talking about some PlayStation stuff because I got a post that's going semi-viral over on X, which is basically like this. I don't know, man. I don't know if I should call it like a PlayStation shill or like a corporate shill, like something like that. I don't know. It's somewhere like in between. But basically, it's this long fucking post about how gamers are essentially the bad guys. Like, you know, we're just the bad guys. We don't want to pay the corporations' bills. We expect everything for free, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's this long fucking winded post that I thought would be very interesting to go over. So we're gonna look at that post today, and we're also gonna go over the fact that Mexico is apparently trying to get legally involved against PlayStation as well. So we'll kind of cover that and see what's going on with all that nonsense, and just look at PlayStation's history a little bit as to how we've gone from essentially, you know, these CEOs that will bow and apologize to the world profusely for what happened during the hack, the infamous hack, to essentially being these corporate overlords that want to shit on your face and have you thank them for it. So we got to go over that, guys. We're going to go a lot of PlayStation stuff, as we always do, because, well, you guys like that stuff. And also, we got the tariff situation, because apparently now, not only has PlayStation gotten some money back, but Amazon's gotten their money back, too. Apparently, they received $600 million. $600 million, guys. They received $600 million in tariff refunds. That's not even the full refunds that they're going to receive. And Amazon's like, yeah, we're not going to give it back. We're only going to give it back to a select few customers. But we're just going to take that money and make Amazon even cheaper. Yeah, fucking right. Who believes that? Nobody believes that, boys. Every single one of these companies are not taking this money to make their products cheaper. They're all charging more and pretending like they're doing you a favor. It's actually fucking, it's hilarious, bro. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about, guys, we have to. Oh, my God, dude. Honestly, I think this is the main topic. I didn't even put it in the title card because I'm retarded. But this is the main topic, boys. We got to talk about this Bethesda protest. Have you guys seen this Bethesda protest? Where they're protesting losing their job? And they're out there, bro. Oh, my. They're like talking about how they make amazing games. You know, they're for the gamers and all that stuff. We got to talk about this Bethesda protest, my guy. Although technically it's like ZeniMax. It's like Bethesda ZeniMax. So it's like a, you know, a part of Bethesda. But we got to talk about this protest because I shit you not. Boys, I can't even feel sorry for them. Brother, one of them has a fucking hammer and sickle tattoo on their goddamn neck. And you want to be out here like, yeah, we're the good guys. We shouldn't have been fired. This is corporate greed. You got a fucking communist symbol on your goddamn neck? And you're out here wanting people to feel bad for you? Are you serious, brother? That shit, that blew my mind, dude. That blew my mind. So we got to talk about that because that is honestly fucking hilarious. It is hilarious. It is just wild, bro. Wild. Anyway, so we'll go over that Bethesda stuff because it's so funny. We're also going to talk about Palworld. We do got some good news today, guys. For all the people who are like in my comments for like the last 4 years, we're like, you don't talk about anything positive. You're so negative all the time. Oh my God, I just wish you would talk about positive stuff. We're going to talk about Palworld today because that's a very positive news, guys. Today, Palworld has announced not just one, but two brand new video games that they're going to utilize to take on the market. One of them is a mobile MMORPG that I have absolutely zero interest in, but I still want to talk about. And not only that, also a card game that's already in the works. And it's like they posted screenshots today of what it looks like, and it looks awesome. It's like Hearthstone, but with Palworld. It's great. I would play that. I will absolutely play that. So we're going to check that out, guys, because it is a beautiful thing, man. I love seeing how Pocket Pair is just expanding rapidly, and they're going after every single market, like literally every single market. It's great. So more competition is a good thing, and that's what we're here for. So we got that, and we got more. We got other little fast topics we can touch on. We got Kotaku gooning to Wolverine because apparently it's okay to sexually goon over a male lead character, but the moment anybody even remotely looked at Eve in a, sexual light, suddenly you're just gooners and you deserve the worst. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because we love calling out the bullshit as we always do every single day. Guys, before we get into anything, we got to do a membership train. Listen, brand new month. All right, there's a lot of gray people in the chat. Look at the amount of gray people. We are very racist to gray people. We still accept them. But we're racist to them, boys. We like to turn them green. All right, green is the color, not the gray. All right, we still accept the gray. We do. We love the gray. We call it the gray. We like the gray. But listen, we're racist, all right, to the grays. So let's try to turn them green, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do the membership train. Then we're going to get into the pre-stream legends, and we got a lot of content to go over, boys. We took off yesterday, which means that we got a show to do today. We got a show to do today, boys. Let's go, membership train.
Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard.
It's already started. Upert going crazy. Look at this man. Upert with a membership. Thank you, sir.
First spark, first flame.
Grade A.
counting down the
Great Ape
frame.
dropping a membership. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that.
Hypnocast alive, every little
Crash Collins over on Rumble dropping a membership. Even Rumble's getting involved. Thank you, sir.
Everything's a promise we keep. From the lurkers hiding in the shadows to the ones who never sleep. Ride the membership train. Let it roll through the night unchained.
There is no gray supremacy.
Flashing name. We ascend on the membership train.
Vet Gamer Bocephus
We're breaking the
dropping 5 memberships. Green Lotus dropping 5 memberships. Frozen Dark dropping 5 memberships. Jeepers dropping a membership.
Holy shit.
Damn. Yo, the last like 10 seconds was crazy, man. Holy shit. Shout out to you guys over on YouTube dropping those memberships over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I appreciate that. We're going to get into that in a second. But now, guys, we must do everybody's favorite part. Guys, we must do the pre-stream legends. That's right. Which means that we have to enable the TTS. God help us. God help us. Here we go, boys. Are we ready for this? All right, here it goes. I don't know where it's going to start. We'll figure it out. I don't know.
PlayStation Shills erupted baby. Xbox improves physical media. Palworld new games incoming. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah? Ew.
Will
Don't...
Hypno admit to liking Mondays?
No.
Will Wisnotic lore expand?
No.
Find out on Hypnocast.
That, oh, yeah, was really fucking gay. Don't ever do that again. Don't.
I knew
That's
last
zesty.
week
Thank you
Asher
for the
was going
10.
to drop massive news. She been highly active on X and Xbox feedback site reading what gamers want the most.
True. She's very active on X. Thank you. Do your own research. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 5. She's been
For support and Monday.
she's been pretty transparent. Light Red with the
Haven't been
989.
around
I
for a
appreciate
few
that. Thank you,
weeks
Light
after
Red.
my older sister passed away of pancreatic cancer.
Oh,
been
fuck.
in the dumps. Time to press on. I will throw this 20 in for my
Damn.
sister. She liked watching your stream when she was able.
Damn, that makes me sad. That makes me sad. Vet Gamer. Damn. Oh, what do I even say to that? What do I even say to that? First off, sorry for your loss, of course. Obviously, I feel like that's the obvious thing to say. Fuck cancer. That's probably the other obvious thing to say, you know? Shout out for the 20. First off, I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. And fourth off, chat, can we get some prayer emojis in the chat, boys? Can we get some like fuck cancer prayer emojis, something in the chat, boys? A fellow Gooner has fallen, unfortunately, after a valiant effort in battle against one of the worst things in the world by far. But yeah, man, don't worry. Don't ever apologize for not, bro. Life. I'm a nobody. life goes on with or without me, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that she was a viewer, and I appreciate that you're a viewer, obviously. And again, I'm sorry for that, man. That fucking sucks, dude. That sucks. Damn, man. What can I say? I don't know what else to say other than that. I'm sorry if it's, awkward, because I never know what to say. I never know what to say with that stuff. No, I appreciate you, man. And again, I appreciate her for being a viewer. I'm glad she enjoyed the show. That's really all I try to do, man. I try to make a show that people enjoy watching. It's basically it. That's all I can do. Otherwise, that's it. But thank you, Vet Gamer. Appreciate that, man. Prayer emojis for Vet Gamer one more time, boys. James Zob, 28 months. Hold on, let me resume the queue. I forgot I paused it. Sorry, I paused it for that
James OP celebrates 28 months
one.
of
I'm gonna start
membership.
calling you James
Sup?
OP. That's so much better. James
More
OP.
Organile crossplay for
Thank
my
you, James
hubby
Zob,
in
for
that
28
stunning
months. I
outfit.
appreciate it. Hey, yo.
At Electronic Controller celebrates
I'm sure you will.
6 months
Thank you
of
for the vibe.
membership. Am I the consumer of a product, the bad person for enjoying the product? Okay. Acceptable terms, _ bigot army angry _ bigot army angry _ bigot army thumbs up _
Holy shit.
bigot army thumbs up _
Holy shit.
bigot army good game.
Holy shit, it reads out the whole thing. Guys, try not to use emojis in the super chats, please. I beg of you. Otherwise I'm gonna have to like skip the TTS on that. And yeah, that actually reminds me though. Shout out to Electronic Control for the 6 months. I appreciate that, number one. Number two, there are new emojis. I am redesigning all the emojis. I'm redesigning all the emojis on the channel. I'm also redesigning all the emojis over on Hypnotic Gaming Live. It's taking a long time because I want to make sure they're good, they're decent. Sonia also gave us a membership train emoji that I had to redesign slightly just because it wasn't accepting the file size. So I just redesigned it, took inspiration, redesigned it. But she gave us a membership train emoji, so there is a membership train emoji, guys. So you can use that in the future if you are a member already. It is there. So shout out to Sonia for giving us that. Appreciate that. And Electronic Control, thank you for 6 months. I appreciate that, my man. Setsuna Shadow, let's go. Let's go. What do we got? Let's go, TTS.
Setsuna Shadow 94 celebrates 11 months of membership.
The corporations are mostly doing this to themselves.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That is so true, Setsuna. That is so true. Thank you for the 11 months. Absolutely. They play themselves every day. You know, it was nicer when you weren't here, Chewbacca. It was nicer when you were not here. It was also quieter. Oh, the fuck? What was that? What the fuck?
Control. The rebel suspect was defenestrated during interrogation.
Palworld TCG Set 2
Thank you for
sold
the
out
10.
boxes selling for $125.
Fun fact, they were selling for like $200 before, and the price is coming down. So I don't know if it's going to keep coming down or if it's going to stagnate.
Hypno took the night off last night because Wizard was a little too rough with him and could not sit down for
What?
2 hours to do the show. He spent all day laying on his stomach and icing the area. Understandable.
Brother, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me, Sab J? Are you serious, bro? Why is this lore even remotely necessary? And then you had to add the cheek clapping sound at the end? That's absolute insanity. Like, I don't have any other words other than that's insane. On the plus side, you did it with $50, so, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, but goddamn, was the level of detail really necessary at the end? You couldn't just, goddamn, bro. Thank you, Sav J, man. You crazy bastard. I appreciate it, man. Holy shit. And Dre, thank you for the 2 again. I appreciate it. Resuming queue, man. Jesus fucking
Morrigan,
Christ.
good old shameless journalist hypocrisy.
All the time, Mr. Melancholy. All the time. Thank you for the 2.
32 celebrates 5 months of membership. Picked up Code Vein and all its DLC for 15.
Oh,
so
nice.
Time for anime Dark Souls when I get home.
Nice. You're going to have fun with that, Magdi. That's a good buy. Thank you for 5 months. That's a really good buy.
Panthera 1115 celebrates 38 months
38
of membership.
months? Oh. Oh, shit. What the... What the fuck? Are you serious? Oh! Oh!
I've only been here for 38 months.
After HR review 2.
What
After
the
HR
fuck?
review 2. After HR review 2.
Holy
After
shit.
HR review 2.
What the fuck
Gardner tip, peace sign emoji, devilish face emoji.
I'm still stuck on Panthera's 38 months. What the fuck was that? This guy gave us a whole novel in a 38th month fucking chat. Jesus. Panther, thank you for 38 months. That is a very long time. I really appreciate that, sincerely. That's insane. You're going to be one of the few people that is nearing 40 plus months. That's crazy. Thank you, sir. But that super chat, bro, I don't even know. JR, thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. Why is he talking about tips, though? That's a little gay. That's just a little gay. It's a little gay. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. All right, guys, we got memberships. Let's go over memberships. And then we're going to get into Rumble and then the content, boys. We got a lot. Uh-oh.
Everyone knows you and Real Life Fake Wizard are in a bang fest.
What? Bro, no. Just no. Like, this lore has got to stop. It's got to stop. Like, the sound effects, too, on top of that. Like, you guys are getting a little bit too creative with this shit. It's just a little bit much. A bang fest? Bro. The allegations are getting worse? Brother, we're past allegations at this point. It's a fucking biography. They're like writing our own biographies. This is crazy, bro. What's happening? Oh my god. Anyway, Flip Shazam was the first person to drop a 5 membership banger.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
And considering that's the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. That's right. I'm gonna be working on a Kiryu emoji as well, by the way. I'm gonna be working on a Kiryu emoji. That's one of the emojis I have planned to add to the chat because that should have been added a long time ago. I just haven't had time to do it, but I'm gonna do it. Don't worry. Ved Gamer at the beginning of the stream dropped a $20 banger as well and said, "Let's rock." Appreciate that, Ved Gamer. Thank you so much, brother. I really, really appreciate that. And again, sorry for everything that you mentioned before, but you know, at least hopefully you're having a good time here. That's the least we could do. Little Hypnotic. Jesus fucking Christ. Can I replay this for Little Hypnotic? Let me see. I don't even know. I don't know if it came in when the stream was live. I think it did. Let me see. Is that possible? Yep. It is possible, I think. Let's see. Hold on. Will it play?
Dad,
yep.
I need another pair of shoes for school. The ones I bought with my yard work money are wearing out. Also, Miss Sonia and Uncle Gap rock.
Uncle what? Uncle Gap? Is that what it said? Uncle Gap? Bro, that's crazy. Little Hypnotic, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. You get no more money, though. I'm sorry. No more money. Zero. Do you own research? Drop the membership. I appreciate that very, very much. And then we got Uper dropping a membership as well. Thank you, sir. Great Ape with the membership also. Appreciate that. Vet Gamer also dropped a 5 membership banger.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Vet Gamer dropping that 5 memberships on the stream. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, my man. Green Lotus followed it up legendarily with a 5 membership banger of his own.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Green Lotus. Thank you so much for that, my man. I appreciate that. And then right after that, Frozen Dark drops 5 memberships.
More memberships!
It's crazy, bro.
More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Frozen Dark dropping those 5 memberships. I appreciate that very, very much, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are insane. in all the best ways. Jeepers followed it up with a membership as well. Thank you, Jeepers. I appreciate that very, very, very much. Hyperactive TTV became a member all on his own. Thank you, Hyperactive. I appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you for that. And that finishes up over on YouTube. Let's go over to Rumble, see what they're doing over on Rumble, and then we're going to get into the content, boys. We got Life Ferret becoming a member over on Rumble, all on his own. Shout out to Life Ferret. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then we also got Crash Collins gifting a membership over on Rumble as well. Thank you, Crash Collins. I appreciate that very, very, very much. Hyperactive says, I don't know how to gift memberships on YouTube. It should be the same thing. It should be like a plus sign or something. Should be, technically, the same exact thing. Like not a plus sign, I'm sorry, like a dollar sign or something like that, where it'll have like a medal saying membership gifting or something like that. I don't know. It should be. Otherwise, it might not be available on certain platforms depending on how you're watching. It's weird like that. I don't know why, like with YouTube, certain platforms, I don't know if it's like iPhone or something. Some platforms, it doesn't allow it. And I think it's because those platforms, I think Apple takes like a certain percentage away from it on top of YouTube taking a certain percentage. So they stopped it. I'm pretty sure you can't do it on iPhone. I'm almost positive you can't do it on iPhone. That's the problem. I think on Android you can, but iPhone you can't. For that reason. Because YouTube didn't want to agree to Apple's, 20, 30% or whatever it was, So, anyway, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you, sir. All right, boys, we're fully caught up. Thank you guys so much. Gifted games. We got to do gifted games really quick. We did have one from Griffcast. The legend himself, No Hearts Left. He says, here you go, you beggar. Mind you, I was not begging for this, but it's fine. No Hearts Left, Dragon Sword Awakening Deluxe Edition, Deluxe Pack, whatever. So, in case you guys missed it, I was playing Dragon Sword Awakening, which, by the way, awesome game, okay? If you guys have not played this game, it is a very, very good game. It is literally like all the good aspects of a gacha game without the negative aspects, with the monetization and stuff like that. There's literally no gacha elements. It was supposed to be a gacha game, and then there was some falling out with the publisher that resulted in the developers taking the game and turning it into a single-player game with no gacha mechanics and releasing it as a paid-for experience. It's like $30 retail, if I'm not mistaken. Really good game. I'm enjoying it very much so far. I've only played it for a little over 2 hours. Really good game. Cannot recommend it enough. But obviously, I need to play some more. But I'm very, very into that. Very, very into that. Great Ape says, what games you beat in Tunic, Palworld, Black Flag, now Dragon Sword? Well, Palworld's one of those games where like you could technically beat it, but it's gonna take a very, very long time. Tunic was a game that I was playing in between major releases, so if I got to finish it, great. If I didn't, then I'll do it later. Black Flag, I already said I'm walking away from because, unfortunately, because of Palworld, I didn't get to finish Black Flag at the time that I was supposed to. That's my fault because I was playing too much goddamn Palworld. So I'm moving on from that. And no offense, I've already played Black Flag, so like I don't feel bad moving away from it. And Dragon Sword, I'm gonna play. So yeah. Actually, well, we're playing Dragon Sword Awakening. I'm gonna add another one to that, so get ready. I'm gonna play Dragon Sword Awakening, and tonight we are playing Beast of Reincarnation, boys. That is correct. That is correct. So we're gonna be balancing those two games. We're gonna balance Beast of Reincarnation and Dragon Sword Awakening. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a good time. If you want to see me play Beast of Reincarnation, come hang out tonight on Griffcast. It's going to be a good time. It's already preloaded, ready to go. I'm going to check it out. I hope it's good. Yeah, me too. I hope it's good. But thank you, No Hearts Left. I appreciate you adding the deluxe edition. Thank you. What the fuck? Old Man Jank. It has, how do you pronounce this? Aki? Paint drying simulator? This is literally a game about watching paint dry for 6 hours. So do you feel like wasting money and time? Question mark.
Holy shit.
Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh man, Shank, what are we doing? This is literally fucking malware, bro. I have a feeling this is like literally malware. I'm not even kidding. People will buy anything. Yeah, you're right, Ponye. You're absolutely right. I would not. You have to stream this? Fuck no, I'm not. This is absolutely malware. I would almost guarantee that. Holy shit, man. That's insane. I mean, I could accept it. I just won't install it. That's basically it. Old man Jang, thank you. Thank you for paint drying simulator. I appreciate that. That's definitely different from your usual games anyway. Oh, we got another one. Hold on. Another one came in. Great, Abe. Now, this matches Wizards gift another co-op game, LOL. Gifted an extremely hard game. What the fuck is this? Extremely, a highly qualified goose parents, as highly qualified goose parents, work together to bring your little hey, bro. I don't want to be a parent wizard. I don't want to be a parent wizard, bro. What the fuck? Bring your little egg home safely. Every crack makes it harder to control. Every mistake more hilarious. A co-op physics game for 2 to 4 players about teamwork, clumsiness, and honking. Why are you gifting me a parent video game with a wizard? Like, I don't want to. Oh my god, guys. I already have to play Halo, and that's bad enough as it is. You know how often I complain to Wizard about playing Halo? Quite often, okay? Obviously off stream, but quite often. Great Ape, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure Wizard will add that to the list. He'd be like, come on, bro, we gotta play it. Gotta play it, bro. I'm like, oh man, here we go. You enjoy Halo? No, the fuck I don't. No, the fuck I do not. Make Wizard play Elden Ring, but I would smash. I don't know if that would ever happen. That would be pretty funny. All right, boys. I think that's it. Pretty sure. I'll refresh one last time. Yeah, that's it. All right, we're good. We are good.
Up.
What? What did that say? Su-u-u-up? What the fuck is su-u-u-up? It tried to... Bro, why does the TTS say it like... Can it really not say sup with all those U's? That's crazy, bro. It says su-su-su-up. That's fucking hilarious, man. Shout out to Rene Galarza. Absolutely crushed it on SNH. This guy was the sole reason why multiple insane AI videos were made of Wizard, Sheep, and Sevi. It was hilarious. So shout out to Renee. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing good.
Celebrates 29 months of membership.
Let's go. The fuck?
Who's there?
Britney Spears.
What the?
Who's there?
Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again.
Oh, come on. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out. 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 Boo this man. Boo this man. Boo, get him. Throw a tomato at tomatoes in the chat. Boo him. Boo him right now. Get out. Wow, brother. Fuck it. This guy said, oops, I did it. I hate you so much. Oh my God. Boo this man, bro. Wow. Wow. That's so insane, dude. What the fuck, man? Tomatoes, yes, tomatoes in the chat, boys. Well, actually, it's Monkey Man, so it'll be bananas in the chat, but still. Holy shit. Shout out to Monkey Man, 29 months. I appreciate it. And again, shout out to Renee. Thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate that, brother. Hope you're having a good day. All right, boys. Let's get into the content, man. We ready for this? We're caught up on everything. Boo this man, bro. Holy shit. All right. So first things first, we're gonna start off with the Bethesda story because I gotta get to it. I'm sorry, guys. It's honestly the funniest thing I've ever seen. It really is. I only watched half of the first video. We gotta watch all of this, and we got like screenshots and images, and it's insane, boys. So let's get into it. And just a reminder, really quick, fast reminder, guys. We do have a battle going on today. It is part of our tournament. This is the secondary bracket we're going through. Jury versus Morgan.
Cake 5824 celebrates 10 months of
What's
membership. That? Did you hear about the mod/port/demake of HL1 for PS1? The guy who did it asked publicly if Valve was okay with it being public and free and is waiting for a response before releasing it.
I think so. I do remember that. There's a lot of people that work on Half-Life 1 remakes, demakes, and all that stuff. There's a lot of people that work on that stuff, so You know, Valve is, depends on. I feel like if you ask them ahead of time before you release it, they might be a little bit more willing. They've been willing in the past before, but I don't know, especially with Half-Life. But yeah, I've heard about that. Hopefully they say yes. That'll be cool. Speedy Cake, thank you for 10 months. I appreciate that. Guys, we do have a battle going on today. Morgan versus Jury. Any super chat that you give, please make sure you put the name first.
Morgan.
Just like that. Just literally like that. Renee dropped a $9.99 for Morgan right off the bat. It's going to be happening throughout the entire stream. And by the end of the stream, we're going to decide who's going to move on to the next round. We do have the tournament going on, so this will be the first battle on this particular side of the bracket. The other side has already been done. So we'll see what ends up happening. All right. With that being said, Renee, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate the vote for Morgan, you legend. Let's get into the Bethesda stuff, boys. This is gonna blow your mind. Let me pause the TTS real quick. We got to get into it. It is just, man. I honestly still can't believe it. Okay, so where is it at? Let's start off with right here. Okay, cool. All right, guys. We got to talk about this Bethesda protest. And this Bethesda protest, this is more like ZeniMax, but obviously it's like a side company of Bethesda. They work together. ZeniMax is in charge of, obviously, Elder Scrolls Online, which, by the way, was a profitable video game. More on that in a second. We got to talk about the Bethesda protest because they are protesting the layoffs, right? I believe some of the people that are in the protest lost their job, and I believe some of the people in the protest have not lost their job yet. But we got to talk about this because when I show you some of the things that happened at this protest, it's actually going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. And I've seen a lot of things over the last 4 years or whatever of doing YouTube. But I saw this post initially. This is how I found out about it. I didn't even know what was happening. Rock Solid says, after seeing and hearing some of the people protesting these Bethesda layoffs, I honestly don't feel that bad for them. And I was like, okay, I understand the gaming industry is pretty bad, right? I think we're all pretty much on that same note. But then I told myself, I'm like, how bad could it really be? Boys, it's bad. Let's start this video off. Here we go.
We're at a turning point in the games industry. We're at the mercy of corporate greed infecting the games we love.
I've been working here for about 5 years now. I originally started on 76 because I came from the modding community. I used to be the head writer of Fallout London. And I've been working on an unreleased game that a lot of people were pretty excited about. So I was very surprised to hear that they were cutting me and a bunch of other people on the writing team.
We love doing our jobs. I love working here so much, and ultimately it feels like there's plenty of room to keep us all employed in terms of Microsoft's budget. We know that that's possible, so it'd be really nice if we could just get back to work and make them games that will define a generation of video gaming.
So real quick, one thing I want to say, all right? One thing I want to say, because I already know what some of the comments are going to be, and rightfully so with some aspects. But there's one thing that I want to mention that I do believe is unfair, okay? Regardless of what you feel about the people who are being fired or protesting or whatever. ZeniMax is unfortunately a target of bad management from Microsoft, where Microsoft openly admitted that they took money from ZeniMax's successful MMORPG, which is a very hard thing to do, by the way. It's very hard to have a successful MMORPG in today's world. They took that money away from them. They took money away from that project, and they added it to help develop other projects that nobody asked for, right? They did the same thing with Minecraft, but the thing is, Minecraft makes infinitely more money than Elder Scrolls Online does. But Elder Scrolls Online, they took money away from that video game, and they added it to other projects that people had zero care for, zero concern for. And then when those other projects failed, that money ends up obviously coming out of ZeniMax's pocket, and ultimately Microsoft is like, well, we can't afford you guys anymore. They could have technically afforded them if they didn't take money from their successful video game and added it to other video games that anybody with a brain could have said would not have been successful, right? Video games like South of Midnight and whatnot, those games, to take money away from successful games and to add it to those kind of games is asinine. But with all that being said, I still believe that ZeniMax and Bethesda especially, I still believe that they're heavily bloated, just like all these studios are. These studios are 100% heavily bloated, and even if they didn't have their money taken away from them to go add to other projects, these layoffs would have came for them regardless. Maybe it would have been lesser, but it still would have happened regardless. 100%. There's no doubts in my mind of that whatsoever. So anyway, let's keep going.
Can't be overstated how much it upends your life to have your job lost. And so suddenly and spontaneously and callously.
I think it's kind of funny. Again, not to say that this person believes this, what I'm about to say, because I don't know. But I think it's kind of funny that the people that cheered on the death of Charlie Kirk want to talk about how upending to their lives it is to lose their job. I think it's a little bit odd because it's like, you can always get another job. You can't get another life, right? These are the people that, I don't know if you guys remember, but Bethesda, on their social media account when Charlie Kirk was murdered, Bethesda posted that post with Indiana Jones petting the cat and talking about, we got them Nazis, didn't we? And then they deleted it later down the line, right? It just goes to show, like, at the end of the day, people aren't going to feel bad for you when you openly advocate for certain things, and then all of a sudden, when your life is upended in a way that you can recover from, by the way, you can recover from this. You can't recover from being murdered, right? It kind of leaves zero sympathy or empathy in people's minds whenever they see something like this happen. And I know that pisses these people off. I know that upsets them. But, I mean, that's just what it is. Anyways.
Like it's happening here.
I'm here as a Rockville City Council member and a gamer and a wife of a gamer and a mom of a gamer.
For some reason, I don't actually believe she's a gamer. Unless we're talking like Candy Crush or something. But I'm just extra doubting on this one, personally. No offense to this woman. I just don't believe it. You know? I feel like that word gamer has lost its meaning. I feel like it's been co-opted by some of the most insincere people in the world.
Video games, the video game industry is extremely important. It's a very resilient industry overall. It does not lag in.
I believe it is important, which is why we fight for it every single day.
In support among players, consumers. So this decision by Microsoft is extremely puzzling.
I mean, it's not though. It's like it's really not puzzling. Like, why is it puzzling when a corporation says that we spent too much money, we lost way too much money, and we can't afford to pay for all the people that we hired over the years because we over budgeted and overhired? I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, it just comes down to business, right? And shockingly, I'll be real with you, I'm shocked that Xbox is actually doing this. I'm shocked that they're doing this because they are backed by one of the richest companies in the world. When you want to talk about subsidization, when you want to talk about Big Daddy subsidization, they literally have some of the best subsidization available to them. Xbox is backed by Microsoft. So they have a get-out-of-jail-free card at any moment if they so choose to exercise it. But shockingly, hiring Asha Sharma, she has chosen, and they have chosen, to not exercise that and to treat Xbox as a standalone entity and hold them responsible for the fuckery they've been doing over the last 5 to 10 years. You know? So at this point, even though I'm shocked, I'm not shocked to that extent where she's like, I don't understand why this is happening. I feel like we should all understand why this is happening. So with all that being said, that's the end of this particular video, but that's not where it ends. I wish that's where it ends, but it's not. It's not, unfortunately. So let's continue. So I saw Hirohi, and he says the Bethesda union members are protesting after being laid off, and it's hilarious how out of touch they are. We make great games. We make games players love. We make games that define generations, which, by the way, there is some truth to that. But the thing is, you guys are making the, I guess you could say, the blueprint. And this is what I've said all the time with Bethesda. Their video games, bro, their video games are literally made just to give a blueprint to the people who actually make their games good, which are modders. Modders are the ones that make their video games good. This is how it's been for the last, like, 10 years. We're not talking about original Fallout or any other Fallout games that people love, or Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the original. We're not, or Morrowind. We're not talking about that stuff. We're talking like, you guys know that modders carry your lives right now. Modders are the ones that fix your shit before you even remotely come close to fixing the same problem. If you give a broken Bethesda game to a group of passionate modders, they will fix the game a year or 2 years ahead of actual Bethesda. It's only because of the modders as to why your games, your supposed modern video games, are even lasting. And the sad thing is that it's not even working that much anymore, because look at what happened with Starfield. Look what happened to that, right? But again, realistically, this is about ZeniMax. I mean, they're protesting in front of ZeniMax, so ZeniMax focuses mainly on ESO. Anyway, let's continue. So they're even holding signs that say players deserve better. And it's like, where was that energy the entire time? That corrupt AAA has been taking advantage of gamers by putting out buggy, overpriced modern audience slop. They were radio silent, but now that they got laid off, they're pretending to care about the players. That's also a weird thing too. Like, I don't understand why these people are pretending to care about gamers. We all know that that's not the case. We all know that you guys have made it very obvious that you don't care. You've made it very obvious on social media that you want a lot of us dead, to be honest with you. You're very, it's so obvious at this point. Like, you guys, all the internal conversations that have ever been exposed or showcased, it's been proven that you guys absolutely hate us. You hate every single one of us. You blacklist us. You have block lists. You ignore all the conversations. You try to completely pass them off as not important or bigoted or whatever the case would be, to the point where I have to name my subscriber base the Bigot Army as a joke just to make fun of you guys. But again, it's like, you guys never want to have this kind of conversation. You completely hate us. But what you hate even more is that you need us. That's the sad thing, right? Because at the end of the day, you're a sales company. You're a sales company. You guys sell video games to gamers. And whether you like us or not, at the end of the day, we play video games. We're actually the ones that play video games. We're not the ones that are asking you for the free review codes or the free swag bags or anything like that. Like, we are actually the ones that play video games. We're the ones that buy video games. So you don't get to choose your customer. At the end of the day, we're still gamers regardless. The customers choose you. The customers choose the company and say, we want to buy this game. We want to play this game. We want to support this. We want to support that, whatever. Like, you don't get that choice. We make that choice. But they wish they could make that choice. They wish they could make video games for themselves and somehow make enough money to keep themselves employed. But that's not how this works. That's never been how this works. And it'll never be how this works. So let's stop pretending like you guys actually care about gamers, because realistically, you haven't for many, many, many years. You have not.
Morale is really low because, we've been...
This person actually works at Bethesda Game Studios, so this is not a ZeniMax employee. This is a Bethesda Game Studios employee, a technical producer. So just to make that clarification.
Told that we're making great games that players love and that we're doing well, and to have this suddenly...
Now that sign is actually hilarious, and I'm going to give you a point for that. This is an Xbox layoff. I actually really like that sign. I really like that sign. I want that sign. That's actually a really good sign. I can't even hate on that. I didn't even notice that sign. That is amazing. Holy shit.
Hit us has been a huge shock to us.
By the way, we're going to come back to this still shot because there's something very important on this still shot.
It sucks.
We make all kinds of games, all kinds of people love. It'd be really nice if we could...
Oh, really quick. Look at this with the BLM fist, of course. Guys, listen, this person, this person talking about they were told that they make amazing games. They were told that they're doing great. They're told that this is exactly what we've been talking about for literally years. The toxic positivity that is overtaking the gaming industry to the point where it is actually detrimental to the development process and to the studio's health. It is detrimental. You guys in the toxic positivity is exactly why this is where it's at. Because nobody wanted to be honest with you and tell you that perhaps you're not doing the right thing. Right? Nobody wanted to be honest and say, you know what, perhaps you guys could have made this a little bit better. Nobody wanted to do that. Everybody just wants to say, this is great. This is amazing. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. You're never going to do, like, this is, how could this fail? This can never fail. And then here you are being laid off by the same company that told you that you were doing amazing, that you're great, you're great at what you do. You can't have this. I'm not saying that everybody should just be shitting on each other 24/7, but what I am saying is that you guys should probably start being a little bit more honest with yourselves. And perhaps through that critique, you can find betterment in gaming in general when you're making these games. Perhaps if somebody was honest with you and said, your games are buggy as shit, maybe you'll take offense to that and you'll actually try to make the games not as buggy, right? This person works at ZeniMax, not Bethesda. They work under quality assurance, by the way. Quality assurance. I just talked about buggy video games. And this person works at quality assurance. I don't even believe that ZeniMax or Bethesda has a quality assurance department, because the games damn sure don't seem like they do. But anyway.
All kinds of games, all kinds of people love.
It'd be really nice if we could just get back to work and make them games that will define a generation of video gaming.
I worked at ZeniMax.
Yeah, you wanted to get back to work. You want to get back to work now that you lost your job. But when you were at work, you were taking advantage of it, most likely. Let's be real. When we're talking about Silicon Valley and all these people, they take advantage of these really cushy tech jobs all the time, bro. And now that you lost your job, now you want to think about what you had. It's like, come on, bro. What are we honestly talking about here?
For about 5 years, we are having a march and a rally to demand dignity and respect and an end to the cycle of layoffs.
Morale is really low.
Again, I don't know about the dignity and respect, considering that, granted, she works at ZeniMax, she does not work at Bethesda, but Bethesda specifically had zero dignity and zero respect for the death of someone that they ideologically disagree with. They called them a Nazi, and they're trying to pretend as if they didn't do that, and that they just so happened to post that at the exact time, and then they deleted it like 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later, something like that. Like, you guys don't know anything about dignity or respect. Again, nobody's perfect, but let's not pretend like that suddenly matters to you. So I wanted to go back here because if you guys notice, and this just makes it, honestly, this is like the cherry on top. This is genuinely amazing, okay? I'm looking at this, and when I first looked at this, I'm like, huh, interesting. I was looking in the background just to look at the people in the back, and it says to make the best, give us back our devs, whatever. I guess to make the best Elder Scrolls, give us back our devs. That's one of the signs. But then I saw this in the background. If you look at this in the background, what do you see? If you zoom in on that, man, what do you see? I mean, it's honestly, it's mind-blowing, bro. Like, how are you gonna, bro? Oh, my God, dude. How are you? Like, I feel like at this point, I thought it was AI. I thought it was fake. It's not fake. Like, if you enhance on this guy, you literally see, and I'm not kidding, the hammer and sick. Bro, oh my God. There's like no way, right? There's no way, right? Like, you got a literal communist with a flower on his neck. Like, bro, are you serious right now? You guys want to be out here talking about, you want your jobs back, you want all this stuff, and what? You got a literal communist in your crowd that is part. And listen, I know. At the end of the day, they're gonna be like, "What's the big deal? It's only a tattoo." That's gaslighting you. All right, these people are literally communists. Okay, literally communists. Like, you can't even joke and say that you're acting like a communist. You're actually literally a communist, bro. When you have the hammer and sickle tattooed on your neck, I'm gonna look at you like you're North Korea, straight up. Like, I don't really know what else to tell you other than that. You are just a straight up freaking communist. You have communists actually taking over the gaming industry. And the funny thing is, you hear that all the time from all kinds of people. And half the time it sounds crazy, half the time you think they're joking, but this is actually not a joke. There is literally no joke to this whatsoever. It is tattooed on the guy's neck. You got a communist asking for his job back. I mean, bro. Oh my God. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, so this is why I said this particular protest honestly shocked the hell out of me, because, like, I don't really care, like, about these people. I don't care. Like, these people, at the end of the day, I don't believe half of them are even gamers. Like, they might work in the gaming industry, but it doesn't mean you're a gamer. You got this sign: war never changes, neither does corporate greed. Our players deserve better. You're right. You're right. The players do deserve better. We've been saying we deserve better for the longest time. For the longest time. I don't even give a shit about your ideology. If you're a fucking communist, I think you're weird. But at the end of the day, like, guys, these people have problems that go well past their communism, right? In terms of the actual games themselves. If you really believe the players deserve better, then you would be doing everything possible to ensure that the games are as good as they can be, but that is just not what happens. And I know that's not just the fault of developers. I want to be very clear. That's not just the fault of the devs. That is the fault of the executives that are in charge of the devs. That's the fault of the executives that are in charge of the executives. That's the fault of everybody who's at the top of the studio. Players deserve better, and clearly your new CEO believes that you haven't been giving that. So because of that, they got rid of you. And again, I just want to reiterate, I understand that your money got taken from you, which is so ironic, by the way, because now you got a literal communist that is in this crowd begging for his job back. And over here, I'm talking about how their money was taken from them and given to other projects that nobody wanted. Which is just like, it's hilarious, bro, because shouldn't you guys be okay with this? Shouldn't you guys love that idea? I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? Anyway, so I understand the money was taken from the project, and they took it away from a successful project. ESO was successful for the most part, was making money. They took that money away. I get that. So if you want to be angry at that, I totally understand. I totally get that. But that's not why you're angry. You're just angry because you got fired. You're angry because you thought your job was invincible, and it's not. You're angry because you thought you could keep doing the same thing with zero repercussions whatsoever, and that's just not how it works. That's never how it works. When it comes to the corporate world, it's never how it works. And to be honest with you, there are some corporations that you could give them everything they say they want, you could give them everything they say they need, and they'll still fire you half the time. It's just, again, you guys were unbelievably bloated. And I think ZeniMax and Bethesda, not as bloated as some of their other studios, but definitely bloated. Bethesda especially, not so much as ZeniMax. But you guys were definitely bloated. There's no way that you can say that every single one of you were doing the right thing. There's no such thing. That just doesn't exist. The laws of averages, it just does not exist. There's no way that all of you were doing the right thing. All of you, deserve your job. That's just not a thing, right? Realistically, I think Asha Sharma has definitely corrected in the right direction. Whether she overcorrected or undercorrected, that remains to be seen, right? But realistically, considering what I'm seeing here and considering we have a guy who is an actual literal communist in the crowd, I think it's safe to say that she definitely struck gold. She definitely struck gold, at least somewhat. And the rest is going to be history at that point. So at the end of the day, man, these people are going to get angry over this. Their cushy job is over for the most part. And again, this industry, see, the thing is they're angry because the industry as a whole is downsizing. So the people that are getting fired, the majority of them are not even returning to the gaming industry. They're just not. And they're angry about that because the gaming industry has to be one of the easiest jobs in terms of being able to be a complete psychopath and nothing happens to you. And now Xbox is deciding, okay, well, maybe that's not the right thing to do anymore. And now they're angry over that. These guys had so many years of being able to do whatever they wanted, for the most part. Take advantage of whatever they wanted. Show up to work with literal communist tattoos like it's nothing, bro. Working in America with a communist tattoo on your neck like it's nothing. And everybody in the studio is accepting it like, oh, yeah, this is Joe. Yeah, Joe the communist. We love him. It's like, bro, you know what? Perhaps, maybe it's not for you. maybe it's not for you. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, anyway, at the end of the day, guys, I just wanted to go over this because I thought it was crazy. People are calling out this photo. You got Zero saying, wait a second, enhance. This is just, it's honestly blows my mind. It blows my mind. It's wishful thinking, but I have a feeling now that the woke tards and leftist mutants are gone, we'll get enjoyable games. I want to say something real quick. If you think that the wokies are gone from Xbox, you're out of your mind. If you think that the wokies are ever going to be gone completely from gaming, you might be also out of your mind. Naturally speaking, the arts, if you want to call it the arts, is a job or field, I guess you could say a field, that is unfortunately completely inundated with a massive amount of psychos in terms of wokies and all that stuff. There are wokies that have made really good games before because they focused on making a good game and they didn't focus on shoehorning whatever nonsense they wanted to shoehorn in. Unfortunately, though, in today's world, for some reason, a lot of these people want to wear their ideology on their sleeve because it's their identity. It's not just something they believe in. It's their entire personality. It's their entire identity. So naturally, when you're like that, you're going to want to make everything around you like that. And it's going to spread all around until the point where it essentially just infects everything. Right? That's really the problem. So realistically, yeah, I think they fired a lot of people like that, I'm sure. But they're not all gone. They're never all going to be gone. That's why it's so important, to speak out and speak on these things. And whatever games that are good, praise it. Whatever games that are terrible, don't praise it. And just kind of move on at that point. You know, it's pretty obvious that everything that's been happening over the last few years has been fairly effective. Nothing's ever going to be 100% effective the way you want it to be, but it's been fairly effective to the point where now people know the conversation that's happening for the most part. And again, you would hope it gets better, but history has told us that things usually get worse before they get better. But all I hope is that the adult daycare nonsense stops. I hope that, you know, these companies are smart enough to realize that perhaps spending money on yoga studios inside of gaming studios so that, I don't know, their employees can stretch while getting paid on the it's like, this shit needs to stop. The adult daycare shit needs to stop. It's happening everywhere in Silicon Valley and tech jobs and all that stuff. It really needs to stop, bro. It needs to stop. It has infected the gaming industry. It's ridiculous. It really is. That's basically the HR division. Yeah, well, that needs to stop also. So anyway, I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was very interesting. And yeah, the communists have definitely taken over the Western gaming industry. There is no doubt about it. Oh my God. I still can't believe that's real. I really, honestly, I swear to you guys, I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake. But then I looked at the videos like, no, it's not fake. It's actually real. I zoomed in on the video too, just to make sure. It's like, nope, it's real. It's real. Was that AI? Nope. Nope, it was not AI. It was absolutely real. You can see it here. Look, I'll show you again. You can see it. Where is it at? Here. This is the video. Just look at the back. You can see it's real. 100% real. Now, again, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know if I'm assuming he works there or has worked there. Or maybe, I don't know. I highly doubt he's like a friend. I don't think he's a paid agitator or anything like that. It's just, you know, crazy, bro. Unbelievable. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let me go over the TTS real quick. Like the stream, guys. Let's see what you guys have to say about that segment.
Enjoy Palworld TCG before Logan Paul get into it.
Bro, actually, we're going to talk about Palworld. We got to talk about Palworld. I am enjoying the Palworld TCG. I did a good amount of polls. I'm uploading videos to my TCG channel. So if you guys want to see that content, go subscribe to it, go check it out. But I've been uploading videos to that channel, and we had some pretty good polls. So we'll check it out. But thank you. Appreciate that, Dre. And yeah, Logan Paul getting involved. I mean, it is what it is, bro. What are you gonna do? Bounty, what do you got, man?
I like everything above the feet. And someone call Cartman. They have hippies and not good ones.
They have the communist hippies, for sure.
Dury,
thank you for the 5. Appreciate it.
He reminds me of Eve. No, Eve. I am bringing back taxes on tips.
Fed Caber, thank you for the 5. I appreciate the vote for jury, man. Thank you, sir.
As It's a Gundam said, if Butzda was a car company, they'd be out of business. Modders carry them, and Skyrim inflated their egos.
Bro, if okay, it's funny you say if Bethesda was a car company, every single one of their cars would have recalls on it to the point where they would not be able to sell any more vehicles. They would probably be shut down by the fucking government at that point. That's how bad and unreliable Bethesda is. It's insane. Or if they were making houses, all the houses would be built like shit. They would have loose fixtures, everything. It would be terrible. And then they would look at you and they would say, yeah, well, we're making houses that define a generation. What? What are you talking about, bro? No, you're not. No, you're not. It's the experience that people have with the games that are helped by the modders for those games that define the experience. You know? Full Metal says, yeah, but imagine the mods. You see what I'm saying? That's the first thing people say. They're like, yeah, but imagine the mods. It's because the creation engine is extremely mod friendly. That's why those games are so successful. The creation engine allows for an insane amount of modding capability, so people have a grand old time going through that and just doing what they do. You know, before you know it, you have hundreds of mods installed on one video game, and you're playing it for thousands of hours. You know, but Mr. Melancholy, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. Let's keep going.
Hypno is indubitably amazing and AAA are communists.
Clearly. Thank you, Dre, for the 2. I appreciate that, man.
Soto
I still can't believe it.
4835 celebrates 26 months of membership.
What you got?
Hypno, the more you look at their titles and their names below on the news channel, what they do and what they work, it's absolutely made up work lies.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is, but just looking at it, it's crazy. Thank you for 26 months.
On the field?
I did. There's a lot of people back there. Thank you for the 2.
Have you seen WDW Pro's interview with a former Bungie dev who worked on the original Halo?
No, I did not.
If not, I highly recommend it. It's both fascinating and a little depressing at the same time.
I appreciate that, Crimson. Thank you for the 10. I have not.
Check out
so
Brown
I'll definitely
Dust
check it out.
Cards. You'll like them.
Brown Dust 2 cards. You'll like them. All right, I'll look that up. Thank you, Dre. Appreciate the 2. Let me go over to Rumble really quick. Let me see if Rumble got anything, and then we'll keep going. We got Lifer with a 2. This Bethesda protest looks like mental asylum breakout combined with a circus evacuation. Holy shit. Thank you. I appreciate that. Toronol with a 2. Global warming is about protecting the environment you live in. People get upset if they ignore that. These guys are dismantling the economies that keep their industry alive and reject the equivalents. That is actually very well said. And it's true. It's like, again, like I said before, they want to be able to pick and choose their customers. You don't get to pick and choose your customer, right? You're not some small little company, mom and pop shop, or you're a restaurant where you can refuse to serve or whatever. You don't get to pick and choose your customer, bro. Once you put your video game out there for sale, anybody can buy it. You can't just say, well, yeah, you could buy it only if you're a lefty or something like that. Like, no, that's not the case. Everybody in the middle, everybody on the right, everybody on the left, they have the ability to buy your game regardless. But these people want to be able to sell only to a select small group of people and be able to financially survive with thousands of employees and massive levels of bills. That's just not going to happen. The economics don't match up there. So after a while, you kind of have to come down to reality. And if reality hits you, then you're probably the one that's going to be let go, most likely. But I mean, what do I know? Anyway. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate that, bro. All right, let's get to the Palworld stuff. Let's have a cleanser. Let's have a little bit of a cleanser, boys. I want to talk about Palworld real quick, and then we're going to move on to Sony. I know you guys love your Sony slop. We love the Sony slop. I love the Sony slop. Let me stop. All right, let's talk about Palworld, guys. Guys, we got to talk about Palworld because things are looking up as time goes on more and more and more. Palworld Online MMO announced and releases in less than 4 months. The next entry in the Palworld universe is already set to release before the end of 2026. Now, guys, a couple of things that I want to go over. Number 1, I'm currently involved in the Palworld TCG. I've already opened up 2 booster boxes. I'm uploading it to my TCG channel. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. If you want that content, it's called Hypnotic TCG. I would love to see you there. But after that shameless plug, I think the cards are overall very well done for the most part. They do feel a little bit cheaper compared to like Bandai cards, for example. Because I also collect Gundam, and comparing the 2 cards, the Palworld cards just are slightly bigger, but they don't feel as high quality. Not that they're low quality, but it's more like slightly above mid tier. I guess you could say that it's moving towards that high tier. But again, it could also be Bushiroad. I haven't, collected Bushiroad cards before, so I don't know if that's just how they feel. It might be, who knows. But ultimately, I do feel the Gundam cards are definitely a little bit better. With that being said, the artwork looks really good. Overall, I think they did a fantastic job with the design of the cards and the alt cards, the alt rares. It's all very well put together. Not only that, it usually is more affordable. But the problem with that is that with the scalpers, not so much anymore, at least for right now anyway. So with all that being said, obviously you guys know I played the game. I have almost like 100 hours in the game so far. I've taken a little bit of a break because we have a lot of releases to go through right now. But it's one of those games you can just pick up and play at any point. Love the game. I can't imagine how much more I can praise Palworld for as good as it is. But they are coming out, and this is what I've said before. Palworld, if they really are going to take it to the next level, they need to go past their niches, which I already knew they were doing. Once they released the TCG game, I already knew this was not the end, right? They were going to go further and further beyond. Super Saiyan 3, further and further beyond. They were going to keep going and keep going. And so this MMORPG, this is going to be on the phone, okay? It's going to be a mobile game. They are releasing a card game, apparently, which I didn't even know they were working on. I had no idea they were working on a card game until I literally looked it up the other day. and found it. I was like, okay, we got to talk about this. So we're going to go over the card game as well because it's pretty interesting. I mean, overall, they're really killing it. Let me show you really quick here. So I saw this post from Palify, okay? Palify, Palworld official card game, playtest, collect, build decks, scan cards, price checker, right? iOS and Android app soon. I checked this out. It says first sneak peek at our PvP online game engine for Palworld. Works cross-platform, mobile, desktop. Team is working hard to get this out to you ASAP. If you would like early access to this in the Palify app, comment and repost. We're still working on a few mechanics, but are super excited so far. Ranked tournaments, ELO, all included. Best part is that it's free, which means it's going to have a ton of micros. But anyway, we are looking for community artists to design playmats and animations. We can also pay you in packs. And if you look at this, it showcases how the cards will look. Now, these are how the cards actually look in real life. They're direct scans. It looks pretty much identical for the most part. And you got your own playmats. It looks like Hearthstone. It looks like Hearthstone, basically, but for Palworld, which is not a bad thing. So, I mean, Palworld is infesting everything. And I think people are really underestimating just how far this franchise is going to go. Because what I've always said is that Palworld needs to get into the normie-style games. Even though Palworld is amazing right now, and it has over 30 million copies sold, with over 40 million players total, if you can include Game Pass and all that. Even though it's one of the most successful video games of all time, it still has barely scratched the surface. It needs to get to the point where it releases like, a standard RPG style game, and also releases a card game. A card game would be good in terms of like an actual virtual card game, which is exactly what they're doing. And then have a physical lineup that runs alongside the virtual card game as well. All of that together, honestly, it's great. It's really coming together, and it shows that this is a rare example of what happens when somebody who had no money suddenly gets money and does everything right with it, which is very rare, right? It's very, very rare where you see a company get all this money that they don't even know what to do with. That's what they said. They don't know what to do with all the money they have. And they take it and they invest it in ways to try to better their brand and give people more opportunities to play different kinds of games and whatnot. It's all really, really well done. And I'm excited for that, to be honest with you. Not only that, guys, overall, this MMORPG that they're talking about when it comes to Palworld, now it's on the phone, and again, I don't necessarily like phone MMORPGs, but regardless, let's go over it a little bit. Garita, the Singapore-based developer and publisher behind Free Fire, has just announced Palworld Online, a reimagined MMO version of Palworld development collaboration with Pocket Pair that will bring the essence of the PC title to Android and iOS later this year. So it's going to be an open, consistent world. It's going to have the supposed essence of the regular game, but it's going to be like a normified MMORPG version of it that is going to reach out to so many people. Because think about it, a free-to-play MMORPG Palworld game, do you know how many people are going to play this game? I understand you and me may not play phone games. I don't really like phone games like that. But you guys got to understand the level of reach that this is going to have is going to be astronomical. It really is. Because think about it. If this game had 30 million paying customers on the PC platform, what do you think is going to happen on a free-to-play platform, mobile MMORPG? It is going to be nuts. There's going to be hundreds of millions of downloads, hundreds of millions of players playing this game and finding out about the Palworld franchise, resulting in everything else getting boosted because of it. If somebody ends up playing the free-to-play version on the phone, and they're like, I want to see what the real version's like, they'll go pick up the game. Or they'll say, you know what? Do they have cards? I'm into TCG. They'll find out about the TCG game. It really is crazy just how much reach this game is about to have. And all of this because one company decided that they didn't want to give you what you wanted. It honestly is amazing. As spotted by Gamatsu, the Palworld Online press release states that it will drop at some point within the next 4 months. However, based on somewhat vague description, paired with the fact that no promo images or trailers have been released yet, it's difficult to discern whether it's a completely new Palworld game or essentially a mobile port. I would say, considering how fast it's coming out, I would say it's probably more so a mobile port with some changes to make it more digestible for mobile players. That's what I honestly think is going to happen here. I don't think it's going to be a completely brand new game just because there's not enough time involved to make something like that. Like I think it's going to be definitely a digestible mobile port. For instance, the press release states that Palworld Online reimagines the depth, freedom, and scale of the original PC survival creature collecting title for mobile, which to me makes it sound an awful like this is a new game and not a mobile port, yet the official quote from the Terry Zhao, president at Garena, also states that the developers are focused on preserving the depth, immersion, and freedom that define Palworld while thoughtfully optimizing the experience for mobile play. That definitely makes it sound like a port. 100%. Regardless whether it's a port or not, ultimately, this is more people discovering Palworld, which means that this franchise is about to hit the stratosphere. I really think that's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. If this port ends up even being remotely good, and I mean remotely good, anything close to what the original game is on PC and on consoles right now, this is going to be disgusting. So it's only a matter of time. So I look forward to seeing it. I definitely want to know more about the card game, the virtual card game. That I would love to play. I would love to play the virtual card game. And apparently, I think you can scan cards. If I'm not mistaken, I think they gave that detail where you could scan cards into the game itself, which is going to be really cool. So if that's the case, I look forward to that. But yeah, realistically, I can't wait. I cannot wait to check this out. So that's basically it for the Palworld news, guys. There's a lot of stuff coming out, boys. And I'm excited to see where this actually ends up going. And stop gooning over segment. It's nasty. What are you guys doing? Stop being a furry. All right, boys. Let's get the TTS going. And let's see what you guys got to say about that. And then we're going to keep it going. I think I saw a Speedy K coming here.
Did you see Yasmin's recent post about the Blizzard's scandals regarding the Cosby Suite / Milkettes being a setup to ruin the company and force them to hire more than one woman per 5 men?
Yes, I did. And I also am not surprised. I'm not surprised because ultimately this, that happened around a time where it was like the whole Me Too thing. So naturally there was a lot of people taking advantage of that. And they were coming up with some of the weirdest, craziest stories to try to downplay and remove men from positions of power within the gaming industry and overall just everywhere. Realistically everywhere. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. The more did anybody some of the stories seemed so egregious, and sometimes you guys got to remember, if it sounds too juicy, it probably is, right? If the story is too juicy, this is why I look at a lot of the X posts that I see, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait before I talk about that because that sounds a little bullshit, and then come to find out over 50% of them are bullshit. And it's a good thing I don't report on it, but then you got other YouTubers that report on it, and then they have to put egg on their face because then days later they find out it's not true, So you just gotta be careful when you're looking at some of these stories, man. It's crazy. Don't summon the Wookiee. No, we're not summoning the Wookiee. But thank you for the 10 Speedy Cake. I appreciate that. And guys, just a reminder, we do have the battle going on today, Jury versus Morrigan. Let me know who do you choose in your super chats. Put the name first, so that way it can count. Otherwise, yeah, it won't count. All right, we ready to talk about Sony? Obviously, I know you guys are ready to talk about Sony. Let's be honest here, right? Let's be honest. We're all ready to talk about Sony. Let me pause TTS. I know we're ready to talk about Sony. Don't lie to me. Come on. Let me X out of the Palworld stuff, and we can talk about Sony. Talk about some Sony shills. It's going to be a great time. I love talking about Sony shills, boys. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. Okay, so let us go here and we'll talk about Sony and see what's going on with this nonsense. All right, let's go. Pausing TTS. Guys, we got to talk about PlayStation. Yeah, I know. When's the last time you heard that? We got to talk about... Anyway, guys, so there's some interesting stuff going on Twitter. There's a post going pretty viral right now from somebody called Jacob Navik or something like that. And this guy, the reason why it's going semi-viral right now is because he is either a Sony shill, PlayStation shill, a corporate shill. I don't know. Some kind of shill, because this guy, I haven't seen this kind of deep throating in a very, very long time. But anyway, Jacob Navik decided to write this extremely, extremely long post about why essentially the ending of physical media is essentially your fault, number one, and number two, how you guys are essentially at fault for not wanting to take care of the costs that are associated with running something like PlayStation. It's really interesting. So we're going to go over this whole post because a lot of people had comments about this. A lot of people were sharing this, and I think it's going to be very eye-opening into the mindset somebody who is a hardcore Sony defender. So let's talk about it. So he says, there is a clear yet never discussed omission in the cries over PlayStation ending physical media. Yeah, because clearly it's crying. But anyway, also it reveals how self-centered these players are, even as they claim Sony to be some hive-minded capitalist evil. As is now well known, when a physical game is both sold, the publisher and platform receive less than when a digital entitlement is sold. Why do I care? Maybe that's the self-entitled part that he's talking about. Why do I care? You want to know why I don't care? Let me explain why I don't care, right? I don't care because you're not going to try to guilt trip me into feeling bad that a corporation doesn't make as much money selling something physically than they do digitally, when this same exact corporation for the last 5+ years has been talking about record profits, record revenue, record everything every single year, while raising prices, saying things are too expensive and it's costing them too much money. While raising prices, they're actively talking about making more money than they ever have made the year prior. They literally just did this the other day. In their earnings call, they said that they're making more money than they ever did before. So if that's really true, then why would I feel bad about them making less money per pound on a physical product? They've been offering physical products for decades. So now that they're getting rid of it, nobody's supposed to question it and just supposed to throw it up to cost cutting when this company just said they're making more money than they ever did ever. So clearly the cost can't be that bad, right? But anyway, so apparently you get less money when you sell physical than digital. We already know that. At the same time, the players spend the same, as they say. Players actually get more when they than when they're buying digital. So now we're supposed to guilt trip players for feeling bad that we don't want to spend more money on physical products. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God, dude. So we're supposed to feel bad. So you want us to pay what, $100 per physical copy and $70 per digital? Here's the problem though, jackass. They would never allow that, because if PlayStation saw people spending $100 for the physical game, guess what they're going to do? They're going to raise the price of the digital game to $100. They're never going to offer the digital version to be that much cheaper. They're not going to do it. You think they're going to do that? No, of course not. They already proven that they're not going to do that. So essentially, it's not that players don't want to pay more for the physical copy, is that we're all going to see the price raise in general all across the board, and it's an easy way for them to raise the MSRP on video games. But anyway, so where is the missing money? It's spent on manufacturing a disc. No, it's not. No, if you guys, oh my God, if you guys really think that physical media costs that much money to make, I guarantee you it does not. I guarantee you it does not. Again, this is the same company that has said many times that they're making more money than they ever have. So if the cost of making these discs are so bad, why is their revenue so high? Why is their profit so high? It's pretty clear that their costs haven't been going up that much, and the increased prices that they're continuing to charge people has been very positive for them on a revenue and profit scale. So why does it matter? Especially when you're making something in bulk. The costs usually go down when you're buying and making something in bulk. So why are we continuing to use this bullshit excuse about, oh my God, the costs are so high? They're so high. No, nobody cares, bro. That's the cost of you doing business. That's not the cost of us doing business. We're just the customers at the end of the day. We're the buyers. If you really wanted to create a market where people paid more money for physical to keep physical around, people will pay it. I would guarantee you people would pay it, as long as you're not egregious with it. The problem is you have no self-control. You have zero self-control. You would make it so egregious to incentivize digital spending, which, by the way, they've already kind of done that. Okay? They've already kind of done that. They've incentivized digital spending, I don't even know for how many years now. For many, many years. They've been lowering the amount of physical copies that have been available to incentivize you to essentially buy digital, to ultimately lead to this future where it's an all-digital future, right? Anyway, it's spent on manufacturing a disc, shipping a disc, managing costly returns, defective discs, stolen discs, etc. And that's before accounting for the gray market sales. What happens normally when a version of the same product is less profitable than an otherwise identical good? It is sold for more. What happens normally when a version caters to a hyper-passionate niche? It is sold for more. So why are you not selling it for more? Why are you not selling for more? Why is that not the option? Why was the option to get rid of physical media? If you know this to be true and that people charge more for niche things, Why would PlayStation not say, okay, we're going to charge $90, whatever, or $80, whatever, for a physical version of the game and $70 for digital? Why are they not doing that? They're not doing that because they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. By doing that, that does not give them the things that they are looking for, that they're really looking for. They're not looking to cost cut because they're already making more money than they've ever made. By removing physical media, that's just going to help them make even more money than they've ever made. On top of that, it gives them the one thing that they want so much, which is control. You cannot have control if you have the level of physical media that we have now. Even though some of the physical disc that we have now is tied digitally to the console for the most part, realistically, though, it's still better than going full digital on these consoles. They don't care about the cost cutting. It was never about the cost cutting. It was simply about the control. That's all it's ever been about. Anyway, so it is sold for more. What happens when a version, again, to the claims of the ardent buyers, has more value than the allegedly inferior alternative? It is sold for more. I don't really know what this guy is trying to go for. This is point number one. There is literally no point there. The very players who are offended by the loss of an option that they, a self-professedly valuable customer group that is actually marginal in the whole, refuse to actually pay for their preference. What do you mean refuse to actually? This guy's eating up the numbers about the whole 85, 90% nonsense in terms of digital media. Like, he doesn't realize that everything is stacked against physical media, where they have one aspect of sale when it comes to physical media, one, and that's a sale of physical media. When it comes to digital, they have multiple aspects involved in that number, which is the actual digital purchase, any DLC related to that purchase, any expansions related to that purchase, free-to-play games, literally anything is counted towards digital. But then you got the one that, like, how is physical supposed to survive in a literal, like, they're getting jumped. Imagine one dude getting jumped by 20 people. That is the equivalent of what you're comparing it to. And then you're trying to say, well, the one guy clearly isn't strong enough. What do you mean? What do you mean? Anyway, in fact, they expect everyone else to pay for that preference. Gamers will whine, saying this got to be an alt account for, like, some Sony executive or something. It's good business to practice to do well by your fans, sure, but it's not good business to monetize your most passionate players the least. Divert profits to disc makers and retailers, not game makers or platform subsidizers, let alone offer the best version of your product at the worst economics. How is it the worst economics when you guys have admitted for the last few years that you're making more money than you ever did every year? How? Like, what, bro? Like, what are you talking about the worst economics? You guys are literally making more money than you ever have, and you've been profiting more money than you ever have. It's not like we're making it up. You guys say that yourselves. So either you're lying about that, or it's true, and you just want to keep even more money. Which, again, I get it. You're a business. I understand. But it's, at what point do we say this is a little ridiculous? Like, you're clearly just not wanting to be very forefront, very, like, up and honest with people. If Sony were the capitalist evil physical media claims to be, well, there's an easy answer. If Sony could make as much or more money from those goods, well, then by definition, they would do so. So why wouldn't they? They didn't even try. They didn't even try. Every single physical product that gets released, for the most part, gets sold out if it's even remotely a popular video game. All these collector's editions, physical product collector's editions, get sold out almost immediately. Doesn't really matter what the game is. They get sold out, they get scalped, they get resold. There's clearly a demand there. People are paying more money for the physical products. For you to pretend like that doesn't exist is kind of insane. But anyway, if these customers were in fact as valuable as they profess, Sony wouldn't do this. But these players are in fact Sony's least, I guess he meant to say, valuable customers. And those who purchase the physical disc via resale aren't even Sony's customers. And that's another aspect of this. The secondary market. That's another aspect of this. It's about the control and the removal of the secondary market so that they can be the only market. They want to be the only market. As much as people try to claim Steam is a monopoly, Steam is not the only market on the PC platform. There are other markets that are readily available that you could buy video games from. There's a lot of them, actually. Steam just happens to offer the best platform on the PC platform, but that doesn't stop you from going to other platforms and buying from other markets. But when it comes to PlayStation, they want to be the only market for their stuff. The literal only market. Screw the used market. Doesn't matter. Get rid of them. They don't matter. Pay our price, whatever that price may be. You know? There was a post that was going viral on X, even though I don't think it's mathematically correct, Robin Davies says, bought these games on disc for $115 total. The same games on PSN Digital are $462.65. The all-digital future is a bad deal. This is ultimately, I don't think the numbers are accurate just looking at these games, but I definitely know that digitally they would be more expensive. Just maybe not as much as he's trying to say. But the thought still stands. Ultimately, you're going to be paying more because you don't have access to be able to buy these games elsewhere. And that's part of the things that they're trying to get rid of. They really, really, really are trying to get rid of that. But anyway, let's continue. So if these customers valued physical as much as they... Wait, actually, hold on. Back up for a second. To try to say that those people that buy video games used are not Sony's customers. Jackass, you may not buy the game from Sony, but if you bought a video game used that had even a slight online mode, guess what you have to do in order to play that game online? You got to pay for PS Plus, which means you are, in fact, a Sony customer. Guess what else, jackass? If you buy these games used for the PlayStation 5, what are you going to do? Put them in an Xbox? No, you're going to have to put them inside of a PlayStation 5, which means that you bought that PlayStation, which means you are a Sony customer. Ultimately, at the end of the day. Now, you could have bought that PlayStation used, but realistically, you still got to sign up for PS Plus if you want to play any online games whatsoever. And just because they didn't buy from you one time doesn't mean they won't buy from you in the future. This is insane. This mindset is actually insane. This can allow someone to get into the PlayStation ecosystem cheaper, and then in the future, when they have a little bit extra money, when they're able to, then they could potentially buy something from PlayStation if they wanted to. The fact that you actually seemingly hate the used market like this is crazy in my opinion. Because the used market exists for a reason. It's to be able to give people an affordable option into being able to get into something that they may want to get into that they can't buy new. It's the same reason why used cars exist. You think used cars exist for any other reason other than to get people into cars that they can't otherwise pay for new? Not everybody wants to pay for the depreciation on top of that as well. Honestly, it's kind of elitist in a way, but, you know, whatever anyway. So if these customers valued physical as much as they profess, they would pay more. They do. They probably would. They probably would. You haven't even tried that, though. That's what I'm saying. PlayStation hasn't even attempted that. Instead of saying that they're going to, you know, increase the price of physical media to offset the cost, they're like, yeah, no, we're just going to get rid of it altogether, which proves that it's not about the cost. It's not about the cost. Anyway, the issue is players want their cake and eat it too. They refuse to put their wallets where their mouth is. Instead, they want Sony to pick up the check. Brother, do not get angry. Okay, time out. Bro, the corporate dick licking is insane. Why are you getting angry at a customer for getting used to what the company has given them for decades? Why would you get angry at them for that? PlayStation and other companies, by the way, not just PlayStation, have been offering video games physically and digitally at the same price for over a decade. So how is that the gamer's fault? And it doesn't make any sense, right? And yeah, I don't care if this is rage bait at the end of the day. You want to know why I don't care why this is rage bait? Because I've seen way too many people talking like this. I've seen way too many people actually believing this. So even if this person's rage baiting, at the end of the day, I know that there's a lot of Sony shows out there that absolutely think like this. So the conversation has to be had one way or another anyway. And besides, we like making fun of Sony, so it is what it is. And it's not just Sony. Well, we know that. Small studios don't do physical because it's expensive. You're going to compare an indie studio to Sony? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Don't do physical because it's expensive. Even CD Projekt Red has to pay publishers like WB to make and distribute physical disc on their behalf. Meaning their margins are even worse than those of Sony or WB with their own games. But again, players just want to say deal with it indefinitely. Well, because they're players. They're not the ones running the company. If you complaining about the cost that much, then it is up to the company to figure out how they're going to make up those costs. It's not up to the gamer. The gamer's only decision that they have to make is whether or not they want to buy the game at the price that you say that it is. That is the only choice that we have to make. Everything else is on you. We're not the business. We're not the business. You are the business. As in Sony, not this guy. He's just some rando on X. There is a global omni industry and omni consumer abandonment of physical media. Games used to be a tiny fraction of a very large global disc manufacturing and global disc drive manufacturing business. It's all going away. That means games hold more and more and more of the cost burden. Sony didn't abandon Blu-ray, a format they pioneered in 2024, to screw gamers. They abandoned it because not enough people bought Blu-rays. And that same which, by the way, Blu-ray still exists. And by the way, Sony still makes Blu-ray players. So what? Like, what do we? Oh my God, bro. Jesus Christ. And that same dynamic means all the factories that build Blu-ray drives and Blu-ray discs sit mostly unused, costlier per unit than ever. But gamers, again, unwilling to cover their share, happy to receive the subsidy of the global supply chain of the 2000s and 2010s, but now that it disagrees with them, they still refuse to pick up the tab. What narcissism. This got to be an alt account, bro. This has to be an alt account of some, like, Sony corporate executive or something like that. There's no way that it's not, bro. Either I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if it's rage bait. Ultimately, I know the idea is something that people absolutely do believe in, unfortunately. And whenever I see these arguments, I'm like, do you even hear yourself? Do you want to be pro developer? No. Full stop. Sorry. I want to be pro good developer. I don't want to be pro all developers. I'm tired of this whole like, oh, support the devs. They do hard work. Everybody does hard work for the most part. Everybody. Like, why? Like, what are we talking about here? Do you want extra pats on the back for doing your job? You don't even do your job properly half the time. Why do you want extra pats on your back? Then tell Sony you will cover the extra costs of physical in your own pocket. We can't because Sony doesn't even want to entertain or give the option. If Sony wanted this to be a thing, Sony would have done said thing already. They would have said, yeah, we're going to charge $80, $10 more per physical game that gets sold. Or we're going to charge $20 more per physical game to be sold. They didn't even do that. They flat out said, we're not going to do it at all. And it's because it's not about the costs. This company makes more money than they ever have before. It's not about the cost. It's never been about the cost. It's the same company that blew $400 million on fucking Concord. You think it's about the cost? This is about the control and the fact that they get to have play with no limits. Yes, I'm going there, boys. We all know that their logo, or their slogan, I should say, is play with no limits. Little did we know, play with no limits wasn't meant for the gamers that were playing the games. It was meant for Sony being their ultimate goal. Sony's ultimate goal was for them to be able to play in their ecosystem with no limits. And that's what they're trying to do. That's why it's so important to them. That's why they won't even entertain the other way. You know what company ironically tried to entertain another option without fully giving it up? Nintendo. And Jesus, when's the last time I praised Nintendo for doing something semi-decent? Nintendo with their key cards that half the people don't even like. At least at the end of the day, they tried to do something. These guys are doing absolutely nothing. Zero. And it's for a reason. It's always for a reason. So it is never in your benefit, just so you're aware. I'm sure you guys already know that. So anyway, he was quote tweeting Genki talking about this nonsense with the CFO, Lin Tao. And it's so funny because I saw this other post. Let me bring it up real quick. Surely you guys remember this, right? All the way back in 2011, when PlayStation got hacked and destroyed so bad that their network was down for almost 30 days, where the executives stood up and bowed in front of everybody and profusely apologized. They were begging, literally apologizing and bowing their heads out of shame because it was so bad at the time. And now look at them. These guys look like fucking demons, bro. They look like demons. I said that before when I was reacting to it. They literally don't give a shit. So, again, I have said this before, and I'll say it again one last time. It is in my belief that I think these companies absolutely need to get back to here somehow, some way. Because the ego and narcissism that has come with the increased profits that they have received over the last few years on the good graces of people joining their ecosystem and playing their games, I think at this point, this company has decided that they're going to take full advantage of that for whatever that reason may be. And I realistically think that they need to get back to this humbleness. When they were humbled, this is how they were acting. And now I don't even know what to even call it at this point. Yeah, I agree. They need their Wii U moment. So, again, guys, in any case, I think it's insane what this person's saying. And realistically, I just find it funny because, again, you can't accuse gamers of not wanting to pick up the tab, supposedly, without actually seeing it work in action, right? Sony, if they wanted to, they could have increased the price of physical media if they wanted to offset the cost. They're not going to, because it's not about the cost. And even if this guy is rage baiting, at the end of the day, there's a lot of shows out there that genuinely believe this. They believe this. And they won't even ask, why did Sony not even bother? And if they do ask, they'll say, well, because nobody bought, only 95% bought digital. These people want to believe the numbers because it helps them in their narrative in supporting PlayStation no matter what. If you guys remember when it comes to voting and politics, blue no matter who, I'm sure you guys have seen that. Blue no matter who. These are the blue no matter who of the console war. These people want to be PlayStation no matter what. It does not matter. So if that means that everything's got to be nonsensical, then they will do that. If that means that anybody's even remotely questioning PlayStation, well, then they're the bad guy. That's how it's going to be. So in any case, this was insane. This was hilarious. This was funny. And realistically, there's also one other aspect of this I want to bring up, and that's in Mexico, okay? Arias Reyes, the congresswoman who went viral on social media for opposing taxes on video games, has said, today we are filing a complaint. And again, it's just a complaint. What can anything come for this? I don't know, but this is just interesting information. Today, we are filing a complaint against Sony with the National Anti-Monopoly Commission. Since 2028, PlayStation will stop producing physical games. Its digital store becomes the only channel in Mexico. The price Sony decides, the conditions Sony imposes, without being able to resell, lend, or exchange. And what you buy digitally isn't yours. It's a license that can be taken away from you. It already happened in Europe in 2022. It's happening with more than 500 movies, and it's going to happen with the PS3 and PS Vita stores. You pay the owner's price. This is very important. Listen to this part. You pay the owner's price, and they give you tenants' rights. Honestly, that's one of the best statements I've ever heard. So you're paying the owner's price, but you're not even the owner. You don't become the owner even after paying the owner's price. You're paying the ownership price, but you're only getting the tenant's rights. That's crazy. That is so well said, and that is unbelievably true. That is very well spoken. At this point, it's happening to all of us. We are paying ownership prices, and we're only getting the rights of tenants. It's sad. So at least somebody's doing something, trying to do something. Mexico's involved. I know other countries and places are involved. At this point, again, nothing's going to happen right away. This is a long battle. But if more people get involved, more companies get involved, more countries get involved, it's only a matter of time before hopefully we can move towards better digital rights, which I think ultimately is the conversation at hand here. You can think what you want about Sony or anything. Realistically, we're at the point now in our digital age that digital rights have to catch up. It's not that they should catch up, it's that they have to catch up. It is a need. It is no longer a want or anything like that. It needs to catch up. It has to happen. Otherwise, this cannot continue. Because then at this point, you're giving these corporations an ungodly amount of free will to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And we all know that what they want to do is never in your favor. So that's basically it, boys. Very interesting conversation. And overall, lots of silliness. You got to love PlayStation shills, man. It's great. Let me resume TTS, see what you guys have to say about that. Shout out to Sebi for the raid, by the way.
Palworld needs a Candy Crush-like game for normies.
Don't even joke, because that might happen.
Manga and anime.
That I agree with. It does need a manga and anime. I agree with that. Dre, thank you for the 4.
Capitalist blending into corporatist, which is bad.
True. It's either you're telling the truth or you're lying. One of the two.
Digital pre-order on PS5 in Australia for new COD is something like $175 or more.
What? The ultimate version digital pre-order on PS5 in Australia for new COD is something like $175. Damn. That's insane, bro. Speedy Cake, thanks for the 5. Appreciate that. And yeah, Jason Altor, thank you for the 5. I believe that it's one of the two, right? Either you're lying or you're not, right? And if it doesn't work in your favor either way. If you're lying, then that's obviously not good. If you're not lying, then why do I feel bad about the cost of physical media? Why do I feel bad about that? You guys are making more money than you ever did. What do I feel bad for that? You guys clearly can afford to operate business the way that you have been. So it really can't be that bad. There's got to be another reason for it. Jason, thanks for the 5, man. Another 5 from Jason. Let's go. Let's keep going. Guys, like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream.
I believe in capitalism, but what Sony is pushing is corporatism, which we all should be calling them out for.
True. 100%. 100%. Thank you for the 5,
He's
Jason.
more of a sacume.
A sacume?
Hashtag
Thank you for the
Morrigan.
2.
Combining pressing, printing, and case packaging lands an overall cost about $1.50, $2.50 per complete retail-ready PS5 unit per mil units.
Oh, the horror. $2.50 on a $70 to $80 game. Oh, no. The horror. How terrible. And then you gotta spend, what is it, 30% at a retailer? Oh, no. So what do you make, like $45, $50 at the end of everything? Oh, no. How terrible. So that people get to keep that physical disc and make memories with it and lend it to their friends and everything. Again, just say that that's what you really want to stop, because it's not about making less money and it's not about saving money. It's about what you want to stop from happening, which is a multitude of things that we've gone over already. But thank you for the 5, bro. I appreciate that. Let's go over to Rumble really quick. Rumble, we got Anti-Federalist Pain gifting a membership. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that very, very much. And Torino with a 2. Capcom has tried hard over the years to be the only market for their arcade games. That works so well, they dominate the gaming industry. Sony can expect similar results. I guess we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. But thank you for the 2. Appreciate you. Light for it with $1. Of all the decisions that Pocket Pair is doing, I think becoming a publisher is the best one for long-term sustainability in the case Palworld loses the appeal. I agree. They definitely have nailed that. And the fact that they made a publishing company, they need to get behind certain projects that are going to do really well. Like Windrose did really well, but they only published it in Japan. They weren't the global publisher for that, but it still did really well regardless. So if they back projects like that and keep doing that, it's going to be good. Deadeye's Lock with a 2 from Morgan. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Deadeye's Lock. Deidre Connor gifted that membership over on Rumble as well. I appreciate that, man. Let's go over on YouTube really quick. So T-Jab says that the current standings right now are Morgan at $33.99 versus Jury at $10 flat. So Morgan is actually winning.
Holy shit.
Morgan's actually winning. Interesting. Shout out to you guys, but I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you guys. Singles and Bits says, remember Hypno, they added all digital entertainment, including I remember. Yeah, I said that during the segment. That's what I'm saying. Like it's trying to like compare the strength of one person against the strength of 20, and then trying to claim that 20 is 1. Do you know what I'm saying? Because with physical media, they only count physical media. With digital media, they count everything. Free-to-play games, expansions, even expansions for games that have physical media available, but they only sell the DLC digitally, obviously. They count it as digital sales. Everything, bro. Everything is under there. So after a certain point, it becomes a little bit unfair. It's like, why are we comparing it that way again? It's because they want to compare it that way. It works in their favor if they compare it that way. They convince other people that that's how it goes. Hold My DualShock rated us? Oh, shit. Shout out to Hold My DualShock. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the raid, man. Dooley's mods. If you could drop Dooley's channel in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. Drop Sevi's as well, because she rated us also. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate both of you for rating. Thank you very much. Anti-Federalist Pain over on Rumble. Corporatism doesn't exist. When the economy and government are indistinguishable in policy, that is socialism, and where it always ends up. Monopolies cannot exist separate from government support. Well, there you go. Shout out to Anti-Federalist Pain. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that, brother. And again, I just find it funny because going over like the Bethesda story, it's like these guys, even if you want to listen to them and they say that they're mad that the money got stolen from them to go to other video games when it could have went to their game, to help their studio. You guys have a literal fucking communist working for you, bro. You mean to tell me he's not happy that money got taken from someone else and given to something? Really? I don't know, man. It's interesting. Anyway, let's see what else we got. You got Derek saying
hashtag jury think grunter like her feet, so nauseated face emoji.
Great, Abe. Thank you for the 2, brother. I appreciate that. Derek says, when we started tariff war for no apparent reason, did you see the cost on shipping? Can't blame them. If we vote a crime boss to punish the world, they probably are punishing us in a way. Yeah, I don't see how that's relevant, because the tariffs were already overruled, and PlayStation, the entire reason why they're even profitable in this earnings call, which they themselves admitted, is because they got a 30% increase in profits due to tariff refunds. They got hundreds of billions of dollars in tariff refunds. So whatever tariffs they paid, they got refunded on it. So again, I don't understand. I don't get it. And why are we acting like we're the only ones that do tariffs? It's like, that's another thing too. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into politics about it. But like the whole tariff nonsense, that's out the window. Fucking what do you call it? PlayStation, Nintendo, they've all gotten refunds on their tariffs already. And guess where that money's going? Nowhere. It's not going to you. It's not like the whole reason why they supposedly increased the consoles the first time around or the second time around. Yeah, that's gone. That's gone. And they're getting refunds and it's not going back to you. You're not going to get your money back for spending more money on the consoles. They're just going to stay at the high price. And now they reaped all the rewards for it. They got all the money back. And it's not even just them either. I mean, look at Amazon. I actually had a story about Amazon here that I could bring up just really quick since we're on the topic. Check this out. Like, Amazon says it has received about $600 million in tariff refunds from the U.S. government after a court ruling overturned many import tariffs it had previously paid. The company says it will automatically refund customers only in a limited number of cases where it can clearly trace specific import charges that were passed on to buyers. And the funny thing is, that's a limited case for Amazon. No other company's going to do that. PlayStation's not doing it. Nintendo's not doing it. Nintendo flat out said in the lawsuit, because they're getting sued for it too, and Sony's also getting sued for it too, they flat out said that they don't believe that customers should get anything of the refunds that they get as a business. What the? Anyway, everyone else won't receive direct refunds, but instead, Amazon says it'll use the remaining money to help keep prices low. Brother, that is bullshit. We all know that's not true. Amazon has not disclosed which products qualify. Of course they're not. Or how many customers are eligible or when refunds will be issued. Of course they won't. Of course they won't. Why would they? They're not going to say anything. They don't give a fuck. They're just going to be like, yeah, we're going to use it to make it cheaper. Don't worry, guys. Let's just put that in our bank account over here and, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, what's that? Oopsie. It went into the pockets of our executives as a bonus. Oh, whoopsie. Sorry about that. It just disappeared, Come on, bro. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that, dude. Anyway. All right, let's keep going, man. We got, let me see, one more topic. We got one more quick topic. This is going to be really fast. And then we're going to get into the waifu battle. So let's go. Guys, like the stream. Again, thank you guys for the raids. Appreciate that very, very much. Very nice of you. You beautiful bastards. Let's see. So let's talk about Xbox, guys. We got to talk about Xbox because they're introducing something very soon that we talked about the other day. Let's see. We shouldn't get a refund. We brought it on ourselves. Again, you honestly don't think that pissed them off? No, I don't. I don't think it pissed them off. Because they did what any company does during a tariff situation. It has happened many times in the past. This is nothing new. Tariffs are nothing new for any country. They did what every other company was going to do with tariffs that have been happening for many, many, many years. They passed the cost off to the consumers, and consumers paid for it. So do you think the company's mad? No, because the company got its money one way or another. And if anything, now the company's definitely not mad because they got refunds on it, so they double dipped. We're not entitled to a refund, but the company's entitled to double dip. That's a little bit weird, right? Like they charged us more. They charged us more because of the tariffs, right? We paid that money because of the tariffs, supposedly. But then they're allowed to double dip on that money that was specifically for the tariffs when they get refunded on that money. That's a little bit weird, But hey, it is what it is at this point. Okay, let's keep going. Guys, we got to talk about Xbox. Let's talk about Xbox because Xbox is doing something very interesting. And it's a totally different scenario compared to what PlayStation's doing for the future of their ecosystem. So we all know PlayStation's going full digital, all right, in 2028. That's been talked about to death already. We already know that. Xbox is doing something slightly different, all right? We talked about the other day how they're going to essentially allow you to have like your physical discs become a digital video game. And we now have more information of how that's going to kind of work, because we didn't really have too much information. We just knew that it was going to be a thing, right? So there's a post here from Idle Sloth that says disc to digital full details. It says you can turn physical disc owners into digital customers. Players insert an Xbox One or a Series disc into any Xbox One or Series X console with an optical drive. A digital license is then granted, bound to that disc and the player's account. The game then follows the player to any Xbox device, including devices with no disk drive. So essentially, it allows you to take what is physically owned and turned it into something digitally owned. So that way you can not only play the game physically, but you can play the game digitally anywhere if it's on a system that doesn't have the physical capability, right? If the disc changes hands, this is the most important part. If the disc changes hands, the license transfers to the new player on the next play, and the prior entitlement is revoked. No duplication or abuse. So essentially, you are still able to trade these games. You are still able to sell these games. You are still able to give these games to other people. And all it does is transfer the license from your account to that person's account and removes it completely from yours. So that way you cannot abuse it. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to figure out a way to abuse that. But I'm just saying that's the idea that they have right now. If you look at this full program, Digital, it kind of explains all of this together. And they're going to be going over more information sometime probably in August, I believe. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen from that. Now, we have an article going over more of this. It says that disc to digital feature could be coming as soon as this month, according to the leaked document. A public beta was reportedly planned for July, but was delayed. So if it doesn't happen in July, then it's going to be happening sometime in August. So hopefully it happens this month, because then people could kind of figure out, how this is going to work. I don't think the idea sounds too bad. I think it actually sounds pretty decent. As long as it doesn't mess with the physical disc in a way that like makes it unplayable, right? That'll really be my biggest concern, right? Because what if you have a physical disc video game that is playable offline, for example, but then when you end up doing this, it ends up giving a digital license to that video game. And then if something happens where the network's down, you can't play the game because of the digital license. I don't know. I'm just saying that I hope it doesn't, as long as it doesn't mess with the actual disc, I think nobody's going to have a problem with this, because at least that way it'll allow you the ability to play these games digitally, regardless of if you have an actual physical drive. This is important because Xbox the other day announced with Ubisoft, of all people, that they're going to essentially allow you to have your physical games or your games that are owned on one or the other to show up on the Ubisoft platform. So if you own certain video games on your Xbox, they will automatically show up on the Ubisoft launcher to play digitally for free on PC. You don't actually have to go and buy it on PC to be able to play it. So it gives you the avenue to play it on a platform that otherwise you wouldn't have had that avenue to play it on, because it was only available physically, right? So it's interesting. Like, again, I don't know. Like, this is not, I wouldn't say this is like bad news. I don't think it's bad news at all. I think it's good. But again, it's all about, like, you can have good reasoning, you can have good intentions, but it's about the execution. The execution is really the most important part here. How this is executed is going to determine whether this is good or bad, right? But I think they're definitely going in the right direction. But one thing this doesn't answer is the question about whether or not Helix is going to actually have a physical disk drive. This is still one question that has gone unanswered, and I think considering how long this has gone unanswered for, I think that in and of itself answers the question. I don't think that they're going to have a physical disk drive. I think they absolutely wanted to go all digital. This is something they kind of talked about in the past, because Xbox themselves, even before Sony, has started to phase out physical discs for a lot of their major video games. There was a time where you can only get physical versions of major Xbox titles by buying it on PS5, ironically, right? So I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to do it. I got to be honest with you. I think they probably were already at the point where they were going to say no. But then this entire backlash, this entire conversation, I'm sure Asha Sharma probably has them sitting down discussing it again to try to figure out if it's something they want to go through with, or maybe they go for the rug pull. Maybe they say, this is the easy layup. This is like the easiest layup that we could possibly ever have against PlayStation. They're literally offering it us on a silver platter. And if we don't take advantage of it, this moment's never going to come again. right? Like, I feel like if they let this moment go, this will probably be remembered as one of the biggest fuck-ups in Xbox history, aside from the whole, like, everything's an Xbox thing that they tried to do before, right? So I think it's interesting, and I think it's a really interesting solution, but again, it's all about the execution. So we'll see what they end up doing. I know they're expanding this to, like, other video games too. If I'm not mistaken, they're also adding ways for you to add, like, your original Xbox games and stuff to this. So all of this seems pretty interesting. It all seems pretty, for the most part, straightforward, but, you know, not everything is as straightforward as it seems most of the time. So hopefully it ends up being something that works in customers' favor and is, you know, it's consumer friendly for people. That's really what the most important thing is. So we'll see what ends up happening to this, but that's basically all I got for the Xbox story. And the beta should be hitting this month, hopefully, since it didn't hit last month. It was delayed, and it was probably delayed because it was fucked up. So it's a good thing they delayed it. Actual One Gunner says, if you think really hard and do a little history searching about the current behavior they're doing now, you'll realize what they did when the Xbox 360 had different models. Well, we'll see. Again, it's all about execution. So more like a dumpster fire. They'll screw it up. Maybe. Maybe they won't. We'll see. All right, guys, I think we are caught up on everything. Let me just double check quickly. We got everything caught up on YouTube. Everything's caught up on Rumble. All right, here's what we're going to do, guys. We covered everything we wanted to cover. I'm going to make the stream live. Guys, real quick, we got 520 of you on YouTube. Listen up, man. Number one, make sure to watch the videos tomorrow, please. For the love of God, that'll be great. Number two, today we started Dragon Sword Awakening on 5 p.m. Grifcast. Tonight, we're going to be playing Beast of Reincarnation. Today's the release date. It came out a couple of hours ago. Guys, if you want to see Beast of Reincarnation for the first time, I'm going to be playing it tonight. So definitely come hang out with us tonight. I'm going to make the stream live right now. We're going to do that after this stream. Obviously, we're going to have the waifu battle first because we got to pick a winner. But I just made the stream live right now for Beast of Reincarnation. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that game. Here's the link to it, so you guys can go check it out. It is live. If you want to wait there while we finish up this stream, that's fine. I'm hearing some things about it. I hear some people say it's amazing. I hear some people say it runs like shit. I don't know. We're gonna find out for ourselves. But again, the game, I'm gonna be playing it tonight, so that's the stream. Go check it out. I would appreciate it. If not, I totally understand. I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow's videos and tomorrow's live streams as well. That would be great. All right, boys, the stream's live. In the meantime, we got to figure out a winner for this waifu battle. Jury's getting felted, shockingly, to be honest with you. But apparently, people just like Morrigan. People like Morrigan, boys. People like Morrigan. Some dumb goy says, sorry, too busy tomorrow playing video games. That is perfectly fine. That is a respectable decision. And I appreciate the honesty, some dumb goy. You basically told me to go fuck myself, and I love it. That's great. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Shout out to some dumb goy. Guys, let's get into this. You guys ready? He has a 50-90. He'll be fine. Well, that's a little racist. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, let's get into this, boys. We got to pick a winner. Let's figure it out. Let's go. All right, you beautiful sons of bitches. Guys, we got to do the waifu battle. We're going to decide who's going to be the first winner of this particular bracket, moving on to the next round. So with that being said, the song begins. We got 2 rounds, man. We got 2 rounds between Jury and Morgan.
Hashtag Jury.
And there you go.
She has the most beautiful eyes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's all about the eyes, man. I'm sure it's all about the eyes. Yep. Yep. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate it. Mornblade for Jury. Thank you, my man. It's all about the eyes, apparently, boys. It's all about the eyes. I don't believe that for a second. Right now, Morgan is in the lead. We are trying to get tier 2. We got... Yeah, we're past tier 1. Yeah, we're past tier 1. We'll see how this goes. But regardless, man, I got to see who wins this shit, man.
Mom, Dad, don't make me choose.
What? You gotta choose. A la carte, you gotta choose. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate it. You gotta choose, man. Who's the battle for tomorrow? Oh, shit. Kasubi's in tomorrow's battle. Oh, damn. John D with a 2 for Morgan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to John D. Legendary. BioT Wolf said Warmblade's looking at Jury's feet. I mean, probably, right? To be fair. Morgan is in the lead right now, I believe. Format guy says, well, I know where my eyes were at. At least somebody's honest. Great Ape says last Thursday Hypno was late to Halo because drivers guess I never download that one. Doing that now. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot all about that, but I downloaded it and then it still ran like shit, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Jury.
Alucard has chosen Jury. Let's go. Let's go. Alucard made a decision. All right, last round. Last round, boys. This is it. This is it. Let's figure it out, boys. Alucard, thank you for the 2, man. You choose both. Why have one where you can have both? I mean, if you could split it. Technically. Well, actually, no, this is tournament. You can't split it. Never mind. You can't split it. Choose one. Stop being gay. Choose one. Jury's the hottest if you have eyes. Well, that's not the case right now. Jury's losing. Not terribly, but she's losing. She is losing. Damn, Tiger King says, I ain't choosing Jury. Disgusting. Wow. Yo, everything is disgusting to Tiger King. Everything, bro. That's crazy. He might be gay. Yeah, he might be a little gay. I mean, he is Asian, right? I guess that makes sense. Deadeye's Lock with a 5 from Morgan. Says Morgan support Flair's summoning. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Deadeye's Lock. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate you. Some dumb going the other stream says, bro, start the game, stop grifting the waifu battle. I mean, we got to, man. We're not even at tier 2 yet. We're about to lose. It's about to be gone. Gone forever. All right, boys. This is it, man. Final countdown. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Waiting for lag. Waiting for lag. Waiting for lag. Deadeye's lock with a 2 from Morgan on Rumble. Waiting for lag. Waiting. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. T-Jab, throw up the numbers. Let's figure it out from there. Guys, holy shit, man. Deadeye's lock countered Great Ape right at the end. -5 cents. With a 2 from Morgan on Rumble. And Great Ape drop a 205 on YouTube. Damn, boys. That's it? That's it for jury? Game over? Fucking A, man. This is insane. Why does jury get no love? That's disappointing. That is disappointing, man. God damn. All right, well, with that being said, boys, RIP to Tier 2. Thank you guys again for, how many streams is that? We got to 390. That's respectable. Almost got to 400. Almost. You're a Darkstalkers fan. My number 1 is Felicia. We know. We know, BioT Wolf. Did I put Felicia in this battle? I don't even remember. Did I? Let me see. Oh, shit, I did. Oh, shit, I did. I did. She's a little bit towards the bottom, but I did. I did. That's going to be interesting. Wait, who is she fighting? Oh, shit. Celica Mercury? Oh, man. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. All right, the final numbers are in. Boys, we got Morrigan at $42.99 and Jury at $21 flat, which means the winner and moving on officially to the next round is none other than the one and the only Morrigan, ladies and gentlemen. She's going on, boys. She's going on. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. Yes, Tiger King, this is all fighting game waifus. That's what this is. Fighting game waifus,
Is
boys.
Jury banned? No, crying face emoji.
Jury's not banned, Alucard. Thank you for the 2. You don't have to cry. She's not banned. Don't cope and seethe, man.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Morrigan's going to be moving on to the next round. Jury is officially eliminated. And tomorrow, we got Kasumi in the battle tomorrow against Outfit. That's going to be interesting. We're going to see how that goes. And then after that, we got Marie Rose versus Ivy. We got Viper versus Katana. That's going to be bloody. Viper versus Katana. Meg versus Android. Oh, that's going to be good. Meg versus Android 21. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time, boys. All right, man. Listen, guys, join me tonight in about an hour or so. We're going to be playing Beast of Reincarnation over on Hypnotic Gaming Live. We're going to be rating ourselves over there. I'm also going to link it in the chat as well. Great Ape says RP tier 2 so close to what?
Having
400.
a good
We were
day
at 390.
today,
390.
rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Alucard with a 2. I'm glad you're having a good day, bro.
Death match when?
Oh, that's a good idea. That would be insane. Do you know how crazy people would go? I don't know if that's fair. That wouldn't be fair to people. That wouldn't be fair to people's wallets, bro. That would not be fair to people's wallets. A permanent deathmatch? All waifus who lose get permanently banned forever? Bro. Damn. If I did something like that, it would have to be smaller scale. There's no way, bro. If I did 32 waifus and 31 of them get permanently banned, that'd be disgusting. It'd be a bloodbath, man. That'd be insane. I can't do that. Look, people getting nervous already. People getting nervous already. Oh, shit. That's not a bad idea, though. I might do a small scale one. I'll risk all the popular bitches. Since people just keep voting for the popular, I'll risk them all. All of their lives will be on the line. Tifa, Felicia, Android 18, Eve, everything. That honestly, that would probably be when I retire the waifu battle. That's when that would be. I would retire. Like when the day comes, if it ever comes, where I retire the waifu battle, I will do a sudden death, like everybody's dead. You know, everybody's dead. No, I'm just kidding. We can't do that. Because if you're going to retire the waifu battle, everybody dies anyway, so it's fine. Final 20 for Taj. Oh, my God. Should I put Taj in a waifu battle? I definitely could do it. People who vote for the losing waifus all get banned. Yeah, I know. It'd be crazy. Better start saving your money now.
Get over there now.
Wait, what? Bro, why are you yelling at... Why is he yelling at me? Why is he yelling? Bro, this guy, dude. I was going to go over there anyway. I was just talking about... Oh, my God, man. Jesus Christ. All right, boys. Well, Some Dumb Goy just dropped the only red boy of the night. Some Dumb Goy, a $100 red boy hyper banger.
We have ourselves a red boy. Hyper banger!
And the streak continues. Some Dumb Goy saving the day, getting us to 391. 391 tier 2s in a row, but he did not tell me what clip he wants. He never tells me what clip he wants. Shout out to Some Dumb Goy, the absolute... Oh, he said dearless choice? Oh, I got you. I got you, bro. I know exactly what you want. No worries. Guys, Some Dumb Goy dropped a $100 red boy hyper banger, and he respectfully demanded that I get over there and start prepping to go play Beast of Reincarnation. So that's exactly what we're going to do, boys. We're going to go play Beast of Reincarnation. Join us over on Hypnotic Gaming Live. Here is the link. Here is the link right there in the chat. I put it on YouTube and on Rumble. Bam. Come join if you want to check out Beast of Reincarnation and see what it's really about. I look forward to seeing every single one of you guys there. But if not, go watch the videos tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, as always, please. I very much appreciate it. Give it a like, comment, long view duration, all that good stuff. You guys have been helping out big time with the videos, so I really, really appreciate it. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate you guys as well. Thank you for all the donations tonight. I hope everybody had a ton of fun. I hope tonight's stream was a lot of fun for every single one of you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, you guys already know, go be bigots and go be gooners. You know what? I'm not going to troll you with banana. I was thinking about it, but I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice because Some Dumb Goy was nice and saved tier 2. I'm going to be nice. Bye.
All right, boys. We got another red boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
I got news for you. That means you get. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in Maker Gang. Fucking yeah, don't put a ticket in Maker Gang. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in Maker Gang. It means put a chicken in it, sweetie, and make her fucking gang. Fucking pronouns. Fucking pronouns. Fucking gender ambiguity. Fucking current day Californian shit. Cause that's all we fucking know. Cause we're boring. We're so fucking boring. Twitter hole. Twitter hole. Get it right.
At the touch of the black man, I bring life.
I bring life.
I bring life.
I bring life. I bring life.
That's right!
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.